Welcome back to Numbers on the Board.
Numbers on the board, yes.
This is a very, very special episode. But before we explain that, I want to remind you that we were nominated for Best Basketball Podcast. If you hit the link in the description and vote, it is not too late. We got some good competition out there. We want to come in first to get that jewelry. Do that. It's a big episode, y'all. For one, it's the 100th episode of Numbers on the Board. Can we get a round of applause to the team, man? 100th episode of Numbers on the Board. On top of that, it's New Year's Eve, and we're going to be bringing in 2025. Another round of applause for that one.
Let's get it, baby.
And the last, but certainly not least, happy belated birthday, bro. Come on, bro. Yeah. Bro, big 40.
Now raise your hand if you threw something on the grill for Brian's birthday.
Man, I had the La Hennessy. I got some Blaze pizza. I got some Sprite. Come on, man. This was a big day. And
Did you have your LeBron ruffles?
I didn't get the ruffles. They were sold out. I think everybody else got the ruffles.
But you see, the thing about Blaze is on his birthday, we call it glaze pizza.
Okay.
Get it nice and glazed.
You got to think about it. Bron becomes today, according to a stat, the only player in history to play a game as a teenager and play a game as a 40-year-old.
Man.
Come on, man.
Greatness, and he's been great.
Look, you want to hear how great he is? 4-time NBA champion, 6-time All-Defensive Team, 4-time Finals MVP, 20-time All-NBA, 3-time Olympic gold medalist, 20-time All-Star, and 3-time NBA All-Star Game MVP.
I'm going to say he's the GOAT.
Some might say that.
And he said he could do it for 5 or 7 more years if he really
Prove
wanted
it.
to.
That made me mad when he said that.
Prove it.
I could do it for 4 or 5 years.
Prove
or
it.
5 to 7 more years, but I won't.
Play with my son when he in the league.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Now. I'm thinking about 5 or 7 years.
That's over 18 years.
He could probably play. He wouldn't be able to play at a high level.
Oh, no. He said he would be able to play at a high level for 5 to 7 more years. What do you think that means, though, high level?
He wouldn't be top 15.
Yeah, he wouldn't be. Yes, he could. We not about to destroy this man the day after his birthday.
No.
You know how people do birthday
When
weeks,
he say
birthday
all-star
months?
level, he means still being high level. He means all-star level.
Well, he would be an all-star.
He could average 2 points per game.
He would
be
get
an
voted
all-star
in as a
star.
starter.
Well, no, he means not being voted in, clearly.
Shout out to Bron, man.
2-point all-star. I don't think Bron want to be that. The man, he breaking his neck to make sure he get 10+.
That's a fact right there. He going to make sure you get that.
Gonna make sure you get that
Even
10.
if it's just 10. He's
Gonna make
going to
sure.
get it.
Don't get it. He's never had what's his career average? Is 27, 7-7. He's never in 1,000+ games had that actual stat line.
For real?
Never.
Wow.
One time he had it with 3 seconds left, and he shot a logo 3 and it went in. So he
Oh,
went 37-7.
I never knew that.
It's crazy, bro. Shout out to Bron, Mr. Consistency. They showed a graphic that was like his averages doing his 20s and his averages doing his 30s, and they're almost identical.
That's the big
man.
guard lineup.
Come on, man.
The 7 and 7. It used to be 5 and 5,
Mhm.
but it moved up to the 7 and 7. I remember when Tyreek Evans had the year where he did 25 and 5 that rookie year, and it was like, 25 and 5. I feel like it's gradually went up a little bit because we see a lot more bigger guards. So
And it's just more of
threshold 27 and 7.
a more of an up-pace offense, too. So, there's more opportunities for assists, too.
Let's stick with the Lakers because they did a trade.
The first, big trade.
Yeah.
If this was big, how was Schroeder not big?
Because it's not the Lakers,
yeah,
of course.
Probably, I think it's probably just because the Lakers actually did something for the first time.
No, it's not a big trade at all.
It's not a big
but it's
trade.
worthy enough to talk about
Yeah.
for sure.
It definitely is.
I was just going off this big trade shit.
I didn't mean
Yeah.
to say big, but it's more so I think the Lakers improve a little bit.
Well, I'm not even going to say I'm just happy to get him off the team. That sounds kind of wrong, but I'm just happy we kind of moved on from him. And after the last couple of years, it just hasn't really worked out. So shooting hasn't really gotten better this year, too. And after he just had a season where he was literally, I think, franchise leader for 3-point makes in the season. So it's kind of crazy that, just a lot of avenues can turn for a player. Not even just D'Angelo Russell, but how quickly ties can turn for a player just like that. But now that we're bringing Dorian Finney-Smith, who I think fits, not even fits, but I think he just adds to what we need in terms of size, being able to rebound a little bit more. And he's been shooting the ball really damn well this season. I ain't gonna lie and say that I've been crazily tuned into Nets games, but just the fact that we're moved on from D'Angelo Russell, I'm happy about that. And we'll see what Shake Milton can really bring to the table.
So the trade was D'Angelo Russell, Maxwell Lewis, 3 second-round picks for Shake Milton and DFS for the people that somehow missed it. That's all. That's all the analysis we get from the Laker fan.
I'm big on the
I'm
shit.
happy that D'Angelo Russell's gone. Is basically what you said.
I think that was the most part of it for a lot of people. I don't think we're looking at this trade individually like this is a trade that's going to move us to the next place where we want to be. I think it's to look at if we still move those first round picks after this trade. But I really think that it was more so like, let's see what this team looks like without D'Angelo Russell.
I kind of disagree. I think it was about getting somebody who, number one, can shoot the basketball from behind that line that we call the perimeter. Because y'all a little shaky there. But, that's okay. You can't have everything. And they said LeBron, this is the worst Lakers defense that LeBron, the second worst of LeBron's era. The first one was that very first year with Lonzo and Brandon Ingram and them, and then it's this year. So Dorian Finney-Smith helps in both of those categories. Bobby Marks also said, because I read everything as I made my video immediately, he was tweeting in real time. It gave y'all more breathing room from the second April. Y'all was 30,000 under.
That's what
This trade makes y'all $3.5 million away. So it gives y'all a little bit more flexibility financially. It solves two questions: perimeter shooting, and he's a better defender than what y'all have in the starting lineup outside of Anthony Davis.
I'm just happy we got somebody that's over like 6'4", 6'5", that has some like length to him.
With the Nets, that was one of the most impressive things this season. He's obviously shooting the ball at a career rate from three-point line. But when I did and was turning into their games, because I'm not watching it as much, in these days, his ass was starting at center some games.
I was gonna say, even when we seen him, like when he was really competing with the Mavericks, he was playing a lot of small ball and really just being able to show his versatility. So I think he can play in a familiar setting, obviously, with Bron, and just like playing with somebody that attracts a lot of attention.
Like Luka.
Very similar. And Anthony Davis as well, as he demands double teams. They're like, he's used to being able to, like, when I'm open, I need to be able to knock down these shots. So I think he's ready for that. And just that experience, I think, is different from a lot of shooters that come.
You like Shake Milton?
Not really. I mean, I've never really been a big fan of him. He does have his moments, though, but I can't say, like, I'm a big fan.
I hope he get an opportunity.
I think he will at least get
like
a
him.
little bit of burn to start.
I don't see why they
to-
wouldn't give him an opportunity to see what he could do.
I like him a lot. Now, obviously, he doesn't play a bunch, which means something. When you're not in the rotation, that means something, like we talk about, something in practice or whatever. But I've always liked his game and was like, why don't he get as much burn or whatever? But I just love the fact that y'all didn't give up a first-round pick.
That was
The
best
market
thing
so
about it.
far is set by the Nets on second-round picks. And, you still have Gabe Vincent contract, Jared Vanderbilt. So if there is, because there is another move y'all going to make, if y'all can somehow finagle to go get whatever else y'all want or need and not have to involve a first-round pick, because y'all got like one more second, I'm going to be very impressed. If you go get Valanciunas, if you go get Vooch, whatever,
He's gonna cost a first,
and
sorry.
y'all don't give up a first,
Just don't watch the end of last night's game, and he's worth the first.
I'll be
round
very, very happy with y'all. Yeah, yesterday was I'm not watching that bullshit. No pun intended. They won, but that was
They broke another record for missed threes.
goodness, but like, yeah.
pick. Kobe White was 1 of 11.
1 of 11. Josh
I
Giddey,
saw
1
a lot
of 9.
I saw a lot of people showing the.
Why is Giddey taking 9 threes?
He's open.
Zach LaVine ain't play either.
A lot of people showing the stat line of Kobe White. He was 1 rebound away from a triple-double, but they didn't see that he shot 23% from the field. It's like, yeah, go ahead, spit that propaganda. What do you think the Lakers' starting lineup is after the trade?
I'm assuming that they probably go. Austin Reeves is going to stay in the lineup. LeBron and Anthony Davis obviously going to stay in the lineup. I would go Dorian Finney-Smith
And Rui.
Honestly, it might be Austin Reeves and LeBron as the backcourt.
Interesting.
I would like that because I think you're big and you're versatile. Like
On the flip side, though, we could see what it's like with our
Max
bench
Christie.
too.
I thought Max Christie would be in that lineup.
Because Max Christie has been doing well as our ball stopper, like our stopper, wing stopper, or whatever. And honestly, a lot of our size problems comes down to when we have Anthony Davis off the floor. And obviously LeBron too at that. So maybe he does come off the bench and he could fill a lot of those fourth quarter minutes if need be. But maybe he does come off the bench too.
I just love that y'all had just like this gritty, hard nose. I'm gonna just put my hard head on guy now. Like I felt like y'all were missing that. Y'all didn't have that guy. Y'all tried it with Cam Reddish, but like he obviously just didn't really fit what they really wanted, and he hasn't fit on any team today.
I think Cam's been good this year, right?
No, he's been solid, but he's
I
definitely
think the Lakers really like Cam Reddish.
But he hasn't.
He's
Dorian
been-
Finney-Smith, I think, gives you an extra like gritty, tough type
Out of all
style that
the-
I don't think that y'all were getting from nobody on the court.
Most of the time, out of all the people that's on the team, Cam Reddish is one of those people that's like, I'm gonna be the gritty person. That's like, I'm trying to guard full court.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to get my hands in the passing lanes. He's usually that type of
I
dude.
thought he was shooting it pretty well too this year. I could be
No,
wrong.
I
though.
think the shooting part of his game is the one thing that's been lacking.
Okay.
I think
The
he's shooting
defense is
I think he's
still-
shooting it better.
The defense has been there.
I'm
but
almost sure I just seen a Laker account say something about his shooting, like literally yesterday. Cam Reddish.
He's shooting 47% from the field, which is a career high, but only 30% from three.
Shout out to Cam Reddish, man. 47%. Hey, that's good for him.
That's career high by 3 percentage points, baby. So he's on the up and up.
You know, it was just a 3-ball I was talking about more.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I really like this deal for the Lakers. Rob Pelinka's been on some bullshit for like 2 years straight. I think he did one with this one. I think all of my opinions about DFS is in a vacuum, though, because I cannot say I've been really watching the Nets other than when they were good earlier in the season when somehow the ball ended up in his hands on game-winning shots like 7 games in a row. Other than that, my opinion about DFS is basically from, a year ago, 2 years ago?
When he was on Dallas.
When he's on Dallas, and everybody's now pulling out stats. He's the only player in the league that has guarded centers, forwards, and point guards 15
Well, at least
times.
15 times.
With nobody added the stats that show, was he good at it? Was he bad at it? We don't know. We just know he did it. He's versatile. Which is a good thing because I feel like this recent Lakers team has really not had any wing stoppers. They
Yeah.
just tell Rui Hachimura to go try, and
It's been Max Christie this year.
that's
Yeah, it's
kind
been
of
Max
insane.
Christie and Cam
Yeah.
Reddish.
And now Dorian Finney-Smith can just do that. He already is making his comments about being a part of the Big Brother organization because when he was in Brooklyn, you always felt like the little brother in New York. So now being with the Lakers, a team that's trying to win, he feels like a player that's going to fit. The problem is if he does have a 5-game stretch where he's not shooting 43%.
I remember the last time somebody made some comments about the Laker being a big brother and they were happy to go to that team. It was Spencer Dinwiddie. He did not shoot.
He
well.
did not do anything.
Yeah.
So
And he talked about how it's like, if you get your ass beat, the Lakers gonna tell you to go back out there and fight. The Mavericks gonna kind of coddle you, and then he went back to the Mavericks. He went back to the Mavericks.
Please take me back. But from the Brooklyn Nets perspective, Pierre mentioned it earlier. Them setting the value of players. I pray that that's not what's happening. That instead they were just so desperate to lose games that they're just accepting offers. Because there are a lot of players across basketball that need to be moved. And it's like, if we get trades that's only second-round picks and salary filler, it's just going to be kind of a boring.
That kind of happened a few years ago.
Last year's deadline was awful, too. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
the second apron kind of plays a part here, too. But I need somebody to do something bigger to really set the market.
I'm gonna say part of that point could be right just because of the start that they did have to the season too, that they want to backtrack a little bit faster.
Is they're not catching the bottom 5 teams. No matter how hard they try, they're not catching those bottom 5. So it's like we're playing for the 6 best odds at best at this moment. And even the other night, it took them a huge tank session against the Orlando Magic to lose that game. Because obviously the
The
Magic,
Cole Anthony game winner.
yeah, they don't have the Wagner brothers, Paolo Banchero, Jalen Suggs is injured now. And then Cole Anthony didn't even play in the first half. They
Yeah, it
came
was
in
really
and
the
hit a
Tristan
game
Da
winner.
Silva game.
Yes, which is kind of insane because he looked like fucking Franz Wagner in the fourth quarter, like literally looked like Franz Wagner. But like even with them doing all these trades, somehow they're still finding ways to be in games. Jordy Fernandez just has to take a seat as an assistant for the rest of the season. They get called back up when it's time to win.
The biggest domino is Cam Johnson. When Cam Johnson gets
Yes.
his traded, this team will be, which they're not trading him for second-round picks. but
Hell to
0%
the
chance.
no.
I think they got to get deals done, and they obviously want to lose to get the highest pick. But I also think that that's like with teams who have a plan. That's what you do. They're not keeping those guys. That's what a lot of other teams fail to realize. Play hardball all you want, but then you're gonna be stuck with.
Well, they got offered a first-round pick last year on Dorian Finney-Smith from Memphis. This is basically similar package to what they got offered this time around, and they said no. So they did hold on to him maybe a little bit longer than necessary.
But
Last
year-
year they was asking for 2 first-round picks. For
But
Dorian
last
Finney-Smith.
year, they always say that, which makes me think it's one. The theory of aiming. For
Well,
the,
but then they were offered 1. They said no. So that means they clearly wanted
they
2.
really wanted that too.
that don't make sense to me. If I want 2, I'm gonna get none.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what happened.
I don't believe in every report. No, I'm serious. I
Yeah,
don't.
no, I
every
don't-
time
I
a team
feel
say, "Hey, man, we're holding him for 3 picks,"
Mhm.
yeah, all right.
I mean, they did do it with Mikal. This team, I mean, they said they wanted 5 first-round picks for Mikal.
Well, Mikal is different. Mikal is a much different player than Dorian Finney-Smith.
It's definitely a thing
and
where organizations play mind games to try to, like, with other teams to just up value, especially it's like they might have a player that they're not interested in, but they might say, we not trading him or his value. They might
But I think now, in their case, I think they kind of lost a little bit of leverage because, like, they have the player, but they also want to tank.
Yes.
And they want to tank badly. Last year was a little different. I think they had a little bit more leverage, and they were trying to.
But
They didn't have their own first-round pick last year either.
That's my biggest thing. They didn't have the pick to have the necessity of doing what they're doing now.
So now when they call teams are going to be, they can offer you a little bit less now.
I agree with you.
Because, like, now,
that leverage is gone.
You really want that pick. So now I'm going to give you less.
For certain players.
Yeah.
Because
Cam Johnson is the biggest piece here.
We're not going to see him.
I know.
Right,
but I'm just saying, you can also, if they want 3, you can offer them 2. Because, like, what you going to do? Keep playing them and he's going to keep you
But that's the point. I think they'll take that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that they're not going to get to say. Dennis Schroeder for them was playing good. And if you could have got a first-round pick, that would have been dope. Yeah. But at the same time, are you about to hold on to him for dear life to get a first-round pick? They said no. They're valuing, can we get the expiring contract, that's what they got in every single trade thus far. Mm-hmm. And then now they have 31 picks over the next 7 years. They have 31 picks. They have 15 in the first, 16 in the second, and they're going to get some type of first-round capital for Cam Johnson.
And
maybe Nick Claxton, and we'll see what goes. But I think they are. And I think a couple of other teams around the league might have done a little better with whatever they were trying to do if they had that same approach. How many guys have we seen just be held because you feel like you want this first-round pick? So, and a lot of the times, the first-round picks be overly protected that it ends up being 2 seconds.
Man.
How many times have you seen that?
Them protections be insane.
I got 17 protections on it, but I got the first-round pick that eventually is going to convey into 2 seconds. And it just be like, at that point, just take 3 second-round picks.
Are they getting the first for Cam Thomas, too?
I don't even know if Cam Thomas, my idea of Cam Thomas being traded has like pushed so far out of my brain that I don't even think of him anymore.
Yeah, when I think about potential targets, his name, like we did that episode, we were trying to guess where people are going. I think you might have mentioned Cam Thomas in the group chat, but it's like, I don't think about him getting moved. It might happen. If it does, cool, but he just feels like a guy that's going to be there.
That $3 million or whatever salary he's on to match it it's too hard of a job.
And the other team got to figure out, somebody got to figure out how much he's worth at the end of the year. Yeah. I don't know how many people want that problem. So
I agree.
It was a lot. It's a lot.
But Nick Claxton, I definitely am interested to see what happens there. I like Nick Claxton.
Oh, yeah, I do too. I just don't like him in Brooklyn no more. I want to see him on the winning
He
team.
definitely ain't got the same that he had a little while ago.
He needs some like stars around him because he does all the dirty work and it highlights a little bit more.
Yeah, I just think he needs a change of scenery. Again.
Also, when you get paid, the expectation rises. It is what it is. When you get that bag, that production, we start to look at it a little deeper. But Brooklyn is like, they're damn near like a case study. No, I'm being serious. Like everybody in the basketball world, we should really like watch and see how they handle this. This is a very weird thing to be in, where it's like out of nowhere you were able to get one of your draft picks back. So now you have to tank, but you have to do it now. And so because of that, you got to trade all of these guys because you got off to a crazier start. But then also you're going to go into the free agency market with a shitload of money. So I'm still kind of trying to figure out. I think
one of the most eye-opening things about this is them declining the trade with the Grizzlies because they didn't want to take in that extra money, which makes me think that they're going to really be buyers this offseason.
Right, with a top 3 rookie,
yes,
hopefully, or top 5 in their eyes is what they're trying to. So it's like you bring in Cooper Flag and sign Jimmy Butler. Like this is going to be.
It ain't no Julius Randle.
But
that's what I'm saying.
I think they could also be a team that uses that draft capital, that salary cap to get more draft capital. You got a shitty contract that you don't want anymore. That's 2 more years. We'll take it.
I would honestly like that from them.
I
would like that for them better than just trying to
fake compete.
Yeah, just trying to flip it right back. That is a big thing.
There's not a ton of bad contracts in basketball left
until we really figure out who's available right now. And I guess De'Aaron Fox would honestly be worth a shot in terms of like he could help you somewhat now, and also I think be ready for whoever like.
But then with him, you have to give up a significant amount of the draft capital that you just had got back.
You got to spend money to make money, don't you?
I don't think he's going there.
I mean, I'm just throwing out like a little bit of higher value of a
Because-
target to actually aim for. Because I agree with you.
But what he is saying, you saying the opposite. He's saying absorb bad contract to get assets. You're saying go get a guy that's going to cost assets.
Yeah.
So it's like
I think that would be against what they're trying to do.
Let me kind of change what I was saying a little bit. Unless it's actually like you said, who is out there? Like if it's Kevin Durant out there.
you said Julius Randle, which
Well, it
made me
can't
say,
even be Kevin Durant because he already went through that process.
Right.
At this point, you might just have to just say, reset. We're not going to go for the Kevin
big
Durant,
names
James
and
Harden. We're not
free
going to go for the Darrick Williams, Kevin Garnett.
Right.
We're not doing that no more.
Yeah.
So, just reset at this
I'm
point.
looking for bad contracts. A lot of the bad contracts only have like an extra year on top of them.
No, what are we considering bad?
I'm thinking of players that are making more money than they deserve
So Jeremy Grant,
with extra years on top.
DeMar DeRozan. After this year, the
After
Kings
this year,
are
DeMar
going to say
DeRozan is
DeMar DeRozan.
one of those type of guys. Jeremy Grant, yes and no.
Right.
So I still think he provides value.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's why I was
yeah.
like, what is our definition? Because I'm not saying it in a negative way to him, but he makes a lot of damn money.
Yes, he does.
Um,
And also, I'm just thinking about the situation.
Hey.
Portland is not paying money to get rid of him.
hey,
What's up?
depending on the playoffs. I don't want to say
Jamal
it out loud.
Murray is a bad contract.
But I'm saying, depending on the playoff, he may have an immaculate playoff, so it's like that's why they paid him.
Yeah.
Or he might have one where it's
He's
like,
been good
oh,
recently.
they might have one where it's like, oh shit, man,
But
this,
yeah,
this
$50
is-
million annually for a non-All-Star.
It's worse than what we thought.
And they have to
Yeah.
find a way to retool around Jokic eventually anyway. But also, they have 2 tradable first-round picks. They're going to trade them to get rid of the Jamal Murray contract. It's just they're in a tough situation. Luckily, they got the best player in the world, so you kind of just be like, okay, we do this.
That shit is crazy.
And they got the 4th best player in the world, starting Russell Westbrook.
Oh.
Triple double.
That's the 4th best player.
He
in the world.
finds a way.
He's the first person. I mean, not the first. There's only 3 players that had like the perfect triple double. It was like him, Jokic, and
It's a
Sabonis.
bonus, yeah.
Yeah.
As long as you don't look at the turnovers.
He's the
That's the thing.
Yeah. No, I thought it was
No, it's 0
perfect from the
turnovers
field.
and 0 turnovers.
Oh, word. We lit.
but
Shout out to
his is
Brody.
better because
Your point guard. Yeah.
the other 2 dudes are
Damn,
7
it's
foot.
Russell Westbrook. You know,
True.
he be out to
But they field
Yeah,
goals is like
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Jokic also, he do shoot threes and stuff. So it's like, I'm surprised he has the perfect one.
that's true.
No, there was time, and y'all remember that time in Jokic's career where we used to have to beg him to take shots?
Yeah.
That's
His
true,
perfect
too.
triple-double could have been 7 for 7 as well. Because at one
He
point,
would
Jokic
still
didn't
have
want
to.
to shoot.
His team would be able to knock
I
down shots
guarantee if he
consistently.
did make a 3, it's just 1-on-1.
Yeah. He now taking them with more volume now.
My favorite Jokic is when he wasn't like an MVP level type of guy. I know that sounds very damn crazy, but do y'all remember like when he first
Yeah,
came
with him.
onto the scene?
Yeah, with
No.
him and Nurkic.
And they had the sleeve Nuggets jerseys.
I had to like go back and rewatch like young Jokic because I don't have any
Bro,
memories of young
those was the
Jokic.
best. Those was the best. Those was such the best days, bro. Because it was like, who the hell is this dude? And he used to get moments. He
Yeah.
had like 5 moments cards that year. Triple-double, triple-double, triple-double. Because I thought that Nurkic was the guy back then. And then
Some
Jokic
people
just
still
said,
think Nurkic is the guy.
that
Yeah.
those teams are
He
so fun,
Imagine,
bro.
imagine if they chose Nurkic. I mean, Jokic. I mean Nurkic. Nurkic.
That's beating your ass.
And they traded Jokic to
One of the
Jokic
issues.
to the Blazers instead. That would've
Damn,
been
they ain't
great.
got a ring right now.
No, he stops Jokic from being Jokic. Jokic is somewhere rim running.
He a better Jamal Murray.
He is a better Jamal Murray.
Oh, Dame, he's an all-star version.
Yeah. Let's take a step back. You got dropped the mic.
It was kind of sort of what we were already talking about. Who should be the biggest buyers and sellers this season? I would assume that obviously the Nets should be the biggest sellers, and then buyers, I guess, kind of open up.
Sellers for me will probably be the Miami Heat just because why not try to sell Jimmy Butler right now if you can
That's
get
it, though,
something
right?
for him.
Like, who else would you sell on that team other than Jimmy?
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't think they sell.
What about the Pelicans?
I just saw a report when I walked in here that the Bulls would be interested in Zion. If
You
he
might
became
not have to
available.
sell if you're losing games.
Hey,
Keep
man.
their ass.
That team got to have the most talent to be one of the worst teams in the league. That's crazy. Like I know they were hurt, but like they
not hurt no more.
yeah, I know they got some.
They
They got
come
a lot of their guys back now.
They just
and
need
they
Brandon
still
Ingram
suck.
back.
B.I.N.Z. Yesterday, I
Whoa.
tried to watch the last 3 minutes of the game, and I couldn't. It took 37 minutes for the last 3
Watch
minutes.
the last.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I can't do it no more.
I was watching the last, and yeah, you're right. It went so long that I got on the phone with my dad, and I looked up, and the Clippers won by 3.
I had it in the
Fine by me.
exactly. I had it as a duo box
Yeah.
with
The Jazz.
The Kings game. The Kings versus. Because I was waiting for the Kings to fucking lose that game so I can make a
They
video
got
about
off to a
them.
bad start.
Yes,
too.
they did.
Motherfuckers in the group chat talking shit.
But it was in the double box, and I promise you, my eyes was just on the Kings game. Even though that game was wrapping up, I could not care less.
It was so many
eventually.
fouls at the
It was
end.
too much, bro. Too
Too many
much.
fouls, review. It was just a lot.
Reviews, everything. Was it off this guy? Was it off that guy? Who knows?
They had a review that just took so long.
Shout out to Nova
It was
Power.
so long, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
So long. I was like, damn, it's crazy.
AP. No, we can save for the after show.
Oh,
What you gonna say? 2K
and
related?
I was like,
No, it was Marvel. Well, I guess
after show.
Discord
After
related,
show.
I guess.
After show. Did we get Mealsman's of the Week Saturday? I don't think we did.
No, we didn't. We kind of just was like flowing, and
Okay.
I kind of
You didn't want to step into that.
We did.
Just
give it
say
out.
you
We
didn't
did
do it,
give
man.
We kind
were
of
just flowing.
No, because
He said the episode was too good.
Last week it was. I had it for Saturday. It was Mikal Bridges.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey,
Christmas
give me a
thing.
hug,
Yeah.
boy.
That's a
That Christmas game was crazy.
different kind of hug. All right, so that's the only huge
Have we
news that has
talked about
happened.
the Christmas game?
Yeah, we
yeah,
did.
we talked about it on Saturday.
But we mostly spent time on Wemby when we talked about it because
As rightfully so.
Yeah.
yeah, we didn't give Mikal his love. He does.
hey, last 4 games, Buddy Hield is averaging 3 points per game on 27.7 true shooting.
Hey, he came back there fast.
I hate
and
this
it's
for
crazy.
him, man.
Do you realize how insane it is to
That's-
have a 20.7 true shooting?
Yeah.
That's some crazy
Let me ask you a question.
stuff.
On some real shit, do you think I could do that?
Shoot 17% from the field and 9% from 3. Hell yeah, you could do that.
Do you think I could?
Yes.
I don't know. He's small. Hey, but seeing that distance of the 3-point line and thinking
Oh,
of a
yeah,
6'9" guy closing out, your shit gonna get, because my shit gonna
But
be
the way
affected.
the NBA work though, they gonna leave me open until I hit it though.
You playing with Steph Curry too? You're going to get some
I'm gonna
looks.
get some open looks.
But I also did see you do that star drill and you airball like half of those
true.
shots.
That was
But
my
I need.
thinking. I'ma
I'm gonna
get a
have
little-
some stand. Well, I'm at least do a couple practices to get my lungs. up.
Really, all you got to do is hit a 3 and a layup and miss like 12 shots after that.
Or I could be like, who was it? Quincy Miller.
What did Quincy Miller do? Oh, Quincy. No, that was
Who was that?
Darius Miller,
Darius Miller,
who
yes.
went like.
who was also 6'6".
9 for 9 from the free throw line.
But Quincy Miller is also 16. I was hoping you weren't talking about 16
No, he's
Quincy
talking
Miller
about
from
when
Baylor.
he went like 9 for 9 from the free throw
And they
line.
gave him 100
And
overall
They gave him a
rating.
99 free throw.
Yeah.
I mean, he was perfect.
Yeah, just take my one shot.
I always thought that that's how 2K attributes supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
If I lead the league in blocks, I should have the highest block rating.
I don't know how they figure out the defense, but that's a different story.
So we already mentioned Nikola Jokic and Russell Westbrook both having a triple-double in the same game. There have been 12 different duos to do that. Can y'all name them all?
Yeah. LeBron and
No,
LeBron and Anthony Davis?
no.
LeBron and Russ.
LeBron and Russ has done it.
Oh,
Wait, what was the stat again? My bad.
Two teammates have a triple-double in the same game.
KD and D Book.
KD and D-Book is not on the list, no.
Is it KD and Russ?
No.
Harden
But
and
Russ is here for
Harden and Russ.
nuh-uh.
Beal and Russ.
Mm-mm.
KD and Russ.
Mm-mm.
What's
Russ and
Your boy,
Russ and Paul George?
Paul George. Paul George and
Oh.
Russell Westbrook.
That does make a little sense.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Jordan and Scotty.
Jordan and Scotty. Good job.
Shaq and Kobe.
Nah.
LeBron is here twice.
How many triple doubles does Shaq have? Does he have a triple double?
I'm going to say he probably did it with a block a few
Blocks,
different times.
yeah.
Right.
LeBron is here a few different times.
Chris Paul and Harden.
Chris Paul is not here with anybody.
Damn.
Damn.
Is it James Harden and Russ? Or did we say that?
I said that.
Harden don't got it. A single.
Remember, it was just him. So that
It
makes
was,
sense. It was
yeah.
just him. LeBron and Wade.
No.
LeBron and Kevin Love.
LeBron in his first stint with the Lakers, so first year with the Lakers.
So LeBron.
Lonzo.
Oh,
Him and
LeBron
Lonzo.
Alonzo, that's
Him
crazy.
and Lonzo, baby.
LeBron and Mo Williams.
No, y'all got Bron and Westbrook, right?
Yeah.
So LeBron is done. Jokic, of course, has done it with
Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray in the finals once.
Which
How
is-
about I give
which
you?
is the
I give you
craziest.
half of it, and y'all guess the other player.
To do it in the finals with your teammate is crazy.
How about Jimmy
Joakim.
And Bam.
and Jimmy Bam did it twice. Jason Kidd.
Dirk.
Penny.
Nope.
Kenya.
Nope.
Richard.
Nope.
Melo.
Nope.
Sean Mary.
Nope.
Fuck.
That was a good guess right there.
Jersey, New Jersey.
Okay. Kerry Kittles.
Nope.
Keith Van Horn.
Nope.
He played in New Jersey. Vince Carter.
Vince Carter. Vince Carter's
Oh,
correct.
Fucking goodness. Everybody
Yeah.
but VC.
Magic and
James.
Mm-mm.
Kareem.
Kareem. Bird and
McHale.
nope.
Dennis Johnson.
Nope.
Bill Walton.
Parrish.
Parrish.
Oh, damn. Robert Parrish. You was getting it
With the
in as an
block.
old man.
Plumlee and
Kevin Durant.
no. Who the fuck
Plumlee?
is this? Which
which
player
Plumlee?
is this? I
gotta be
don't know.
Mason.
It just says Plumlee. I got to look
Has
at.
to be Mason. Has to be. It might be Miles, but it has to be Mason.
But if it's probably Miles. Miles and Dennis Smith Jr.
They had a triple-double together?
According to this stat,
Never was gonna guess that.
I had to get that
Yeah,
one.
I
to
thought
y'all.
it was Mason. I would definitely would have started just.
And the
Right,
the
my
last
first I
one
guess is gonna be Mason.
is Morant.
So Ja. And,
You almost rant when I talk to Ja.
Desmond Bain.
I wonder if Ja listens to Jid.
No,
Do you think Ja listens to Jid?
no.
I don't
not hard enough.
Actually, nah.
He got to after he said that line.
Triple
though.
J.
Mm-mm.
Oh, Ja's triple double is with let me think. Marc Gasol?
Nope.
He didn't play with Marc Gasol. Jaren Jackson did. I'm sorry. Santi Aldama.
Mm-mm.
Brandon Clark.
No.
Tyus Jones.
Nope. Big fella.
Steven Adams.
Nope. Another foreign-born one though.
Valanciunas.
Valanciunas.
Oh shit, he did play with Val.
I forgot about Val with the Grizzlies. Damn, I forgot about Val with the Grizzlies.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Grumblings in the NBA circle suggest De'Aaron Fox will push for a trade before February 6th deadline, and that the Kings will likely entertain all options.
Should be no surprise. Pee Wee the Plug already reported this.
I did hear that from Pee Wee the Plug.
I'm just saying.
I got him on notice.
I'm just saying.
Got him on notice as
I'm
fuck.
just saying. Ask me what my source was.
What your source?
For the first time ever, my damn self.
Your damn ass.
My damn eyes. I'm finna text Shams. Hey, see? You ain't gotta do all that talking to their brother and relatives and agents. You just figure it out for yourself. Use yourself as your own source. That's what Chris Broussard been doing for years.
I know we kind of talked about it, but it is sad to see them go from like NBA darling to like in the shitter that fast.
That's
I
what
mean-
happens with a lot of these teams.
Yeah.
And we
Now,
talk,
I ain't watched the Kings game yesterday,
I did.
but I saw y'all texting and y'all was saying what I had also said, which, De'Aaron Fox was saying a different side of him. What was he doing in this game?
Complaining,
He,
bro.
he had a stretch where he
I
was just
thought y'all
whining.
meant the tweets.
Oh,
Like,
no.
somebody who is, for a guy who never is on Twitter as much
I,
as
was gonna
I
say,
thought,
I didn't see the tweet.
I've seen him on Twitter like the last
What
2
was he
days.
tweet?
Anything that's regarding
I
him
can
and the
give
Mike
you the
Brown
tweets.
shit, he's tweeting.
Yeah.
He's replying to. I don't want to say anything, but the 2 times I've seen him tweet, usually he's on Twitter is retweeting like his shoes and his brand and everything like that. But he's replying to somebody.
So okay, it started off with this. Lou Will was on Run It Back, and he said that Mike Brown reportedly asked DeMar DeRozan to come off the bench. De'Aaron Fox quoted that saying, "There was never any pushback about anything. The narrative of us butting heads or me going to management saying anything is bullshit. So you can run with it if you'd want to."
And there's one more that I saw. I saw that tweet and one more.
Now another tweet from him.
I saw him tweet somebody because somebody had said something about
You got to look at the replies.
Oh, the
it
replies.
was
Okay.
like him sleeping on a plane.
Yeah.
And De'Aaron was like,
So
God
De'Aaron
forbid-
Fox was asked about Coach Mike Brown get fired. He gave a long 2-minute answer.
Yeah.
Basically, in it, he was saying that the good thing about the NBA is that when you get fired, you still get guaranteed money and yada yada yada. And he said he went to sleep on the plane after everything happened. And then Alan Steels, mispronouncing his name maybe. Am I tripping, or is that I went to sleep line and smirk from De'Aaron Fox kind of wild? And the De'Aaron Fox replied to that saying, "Sleeping in a flight when you usually sleep on a flight is wild. I know, surprised him." So sarcasm.
Yeah. So he's obviously
I thought
bothered.
y'all was talking about that. But y'all was talking about the games. He was complaining just constantly here.
Yeah, he had a stretch where like they was trying to post him up with PJ Washington. It was pretty much, and he fouled PJ Washington twice, which he clearly did.
Yes.
But he was like bitching and he was like so upset about the fact that he was getting called for fouls. And then he did something else. What else? He did something else. Oh, he and then on the other end, he went to the basket and they called the foul on the floor when he thought he was going up. and then he coach had to literally take him out the game because his ass was about to get a tech and get ejected again. So that's
I
how
did
bad
see
it
him hit a
was.
big shot. He hit a big 3-point shot.
It's
I did see that.
you know who's bad because the Kings broadcasters, they love the Kings as they should.
Yeah.
That's another way of me saying a couple of different things. They was even telling him, relax, bro.
Yes.
Just please relax.
They was like, you're gonna get ejected.
Yes.
And then they were like, we got to look at the replay. Are those really fouls? And they were like, those are fouls.
Yep. They kept it a buck. So it's just it's a weird time there. So if we trade De'Aaron, we gonna get some younger players, maybe some draft capital back. What does that mean for Sabonis? What does that mean for DeMar DeRozan? What does that mean for anybody on the roster that's not 24 or younger? I don't really know.
It better mean they get their ass traded too, unless they name Keegan Murray.
The best thing about everything right now in Kings fandom is Devin Carter's
Killing
the
summer
G
G
League.
League game was amazing.
Yeah.
I'm
29
excited to see him
points
come
and
back.
so on and so forth.
Right. So we're gonna trade everybody. We're gonna have Devin Carter, Keegan Murray, and a shit ton of
Keegan Murray didn't sign his extension yet, right?
I can't remember.
You looking it
Shit
up?
ton of
Yeah, I'm
draft
looking it up.
assets.
Because that's another player that you figure out. Oh, he did sign it.
Oh, he did?
4 years, $34 million. Nope, that's his rookie contract still. Never mind.
Oh.
There you go.
I was gonna say he got a
That's a
bag
bargain.
on.
Yeah, I was about to say, ain't no way he on that type
I
of
was gonna
friendly
say he
deal.
But
just
I-
got it too before this year.
I am curious of what his market is going to be like how much you pay him after basically 2 years of him struggling to shoot the ball like he did when he was a rookie.
Do they let the market tests determine? Do they just pick up that restricted and then let the market test its value?
Good question.
I would probably do that.
He went from 41 to 35 to 28% from three. And like just it's getting worse and worse and worse.
How much do you take like into consideration about the shot taking? He was talking like just the quotes from about DeMar, just like I don't know when my shot's gonna be. You know, I think volume of shots definitely comes into consideration when you talk about just like shooters get into that rhythm. And I think over the course of the season, if you can never really find it, it doesn't make it any easier when that's part of the problem.
Well, also a part of the problem is that now with DeRozan, they're not gonna play as fast. Like they were a up-paced team. That whole tempo has changed. It's obviously now that's gonna affect when he's getting shots and when they're coming. So like that also changes a big thing for him. And I just think adding DeRozan is just like is another mouth to feed naturally. Yes, he is still getting the same shot attempts, but they just might not be coming at the same time that he's accustomed to. So I think there's an adjustment to playing with a DeMar DeRozan type guy,
I agree with
especially
Darrick.
when he takes tough. Like my guy might be helping on that tough ass mid range he about to take, and then he just takes it, and then that just blows me a little bit.
It's not the volume to me; it's the type of shots. Especially like you just said, Mike. When you're a shooter, it's about the rhythm, and that's why I always tell fans like. Fans be watching games and they think it's 2K because you'll see a fan base go real hard on a player. But then you'll look at the pattern of a game that some 3-and-D players have. And like, for instance, like y'all, actually, I'm not trying to shit on the Lakers, but Laker fans don't understand how hard it is to be a Cam Reddish. You're going out, you're guarding, but then on the offensive end, you don't know when your next shot is going to be. You might have 9 possessions where you didn't touch the ball. You don't know how the fucking ball even fit. You know, sometimes you got to come in the game and do one of these. You might not be able to have one of those. And then, so now some of your shots is going and you miss. And then it's like, okay, cool. I was a little early on that. Okay, I'm all right, cool. I was a little short. But then the next shot ain't to the next quarter. So, like, some 3-and-D players have the hardest job in the world because you barely touch the ball. You're exerting a lot of energy on the defensive side of the basketball. And your shot pattern doesn't allow you to have a consistent rhythm versus a lot of other players who are like specialists, a shot specialist. If you're a 3-point shot specialist, that's why I would like a guy like Buddy Hield or even a Keegan Murray. When they struggling, it hit hard because that's their fucking job. That's what you're supposed. Your legs is for you to shoot the basketball. Keegan Murray has a lot more defensive responsibility than Buddy Hield. But it's like, the Warriors and certain teams, when they have shooters, they're going to create shots for the shooter. But like other 3-and-D guys, you gotta get it when you live, get it how you live. You know what I mean?
It's one of the hardest roles as a non-star player in basketball.
It really is.
Because even if you're not watching the game, you can have an opinion about the player playing. Keegan Murray shooting 28%. You could watch 0 Keegan Murray footage this season and be like, yeah, he playing like shit.
Exactly.
But if you're a defensive type of player, you got to watch that game to see if that guy is really struggling defensively. It's really about, are the shots going in or are they not? They're like, there's very little context that matters in a lot of cases.
He's the fifth option on the damn team. Like, everybody is going to generate a shot and look for their shot and create a play before he probably touches that ball, honestly.
Yeah, he was supposed to be like going into being like the third option type. That was his projection. And then like you get DeRozan and it just kind of just moves him down. Like
I think that's why we see
adjustment for
so
him.
much variance in 3-and-D archetype role players where you'll look and be like, man, what happened? He shot 38% last year. Now he's shooting 29. And it's like he just had a better rhythm that year. I really don't think it's that deep. All of these guys going to the summer, they know what type of shots they're going to get. They're shooting the shots all in the gym all summer. Some are doing it more than others for sure. But it's just like who you play with. And that's why I think some of the best players know how. That's when controlling the game is like a different level that some star players got to get to where you got to even like the big fella. When you see your big fella bust his ass, I even do it in, like, I even think it's important in pro-am. You got somebody busting his ass. He run up and down that floor. You got to give him one.
Oh, yeah.
You got to give him one.
Somebody-
Taj Gibson get that two-hand dunk, little shuttle pass from Derrick Rose. He coming back ready.
De'Aaron Fox actually did that yesterday in that game.
For who?
Keon Ellis did something big
Okay.
on the defensive side of the ball, and then they came down and De'Aaron Fox won more to Keon in the corner.
Oh, yeah, that's-
Keon missed, but I was like, thank you for giving him that damn
Is that when he
ball.
picked the
That's-
ball loose and dove on the floor for it?
Yeah, I think so.
That's what I
just couldn't remember what Keon
I'm a big
did, but I
believer
was-
in that too, and not even just the big man running the floor, but if somebody makes that play or somebody gets a deflection or a steal and say I'll pick it up and I'm running, I'm giving it back to that person that
What
got
if
that
he sucks?
steal.
What if he's Matisse Thybulle offensively?
Yeah, you don't have to.
I mean,
you don't have to-
if it's a
Go get yours, Matisse.
no. If the opportunity's
I know, I'm just
there,
talking.
I'm open.
I know,
I'm giving him that ball
That's
back.
what-
I'm opening it up for him.
I
I'm
loved
making it
Russell
easy.
Westbrook at
Yeah.
UCLA. But when he came to the league, he was just, Russell Westbrook. But I started to really love Russell Westbrook early on because he used to get the steal and he would just toss it back to Kevin Durant. And I used to be like, that's so fucking dope. Because it's like Kevin Durant is a jump shooter. He's a scorer. He's a jump shooter. So sometimes you just need one to get your guy going. That's our guy. I can easily, and Russell Westbrook
I was gonna
athletic.
say we're gonna add.
He
We're
can
gonna
break
give
the
our.
rim.
We're gonna give our best score. We're gonna add to his point total.
And we're going to add to his
He
point
usually
total.
get 28 tonight. He finna get 36.
And we finna get him going because that dunk finna enliven him because I know I'm playing a mind game. In the fourth quarter or whenever, I'm going to need this dude confidence to be up.
That's why I love Luka. I think Luka does it great. I think Luka makes sure everybody gets the ball. Like, he literally facilitates the whole floor. And if he makes sure his big man, Darrick, Live, and Gafford, they always engage because they know they finna get some damn lobs.
Yeah.
Klay Thompson's always gonna get his. Klay Thompson's still getting the open looks generated for him, and I think that's great because like we was talking about 3-and-D guys not have. Klay Thompson damn near is always in rhythm.
I think
Luka is gonna give him the damn
Yeah.
ball.
But he's more of a shooter to me than the 3-and-D guy. He knows.
Well, he's no
getting
longer the D. He's no longer doing the D part.
But
yeah.
even
I
when he
agree.
was 3-and-D,
Him and Kyrie do
the
it.
supreme part was a shooter.
He's no
He
longer a
always
D.
he's one of the 3-and-D guys who always knew he was gonna get. I remember when they got Kevin Durant. He said, "Ain't shit changing for me."
Yeah, no, for sure.
The standard 3-and-D guy. I'm trying to think who was in the league.
He said he ain't got that D no more.
Who was a standard 3-and-D guy?
Still, or you talking about back then?
And right now,
Oh,
like in today's game, who's a 3-and-D guy?
OG.
I don't know if 3-and-D
A
exists.
regular 3-and-D guy.
Dean Wade.
Dean Wade don't. He don't. Dean Wade can't go into a game knowing he getting X amount of shots. He don't
For
know.
sure.
He don't know that. He can look at his average and say on a year I'm shooting 6 shots a game, but still.
Yeah, it's gonna go on a very game by game basis at that point. If a team is giving me those shots, I might have to take those shots. If somebody gets 2 fouls in the first quarter, I might have a little bit more of a role.
Clay, he knew when he going to say I'm getting 14 shots.
Hey, it's a real thing, especially when you just have that reputation as a shooter, but not only just one of the shooters, just one of the best shooters of all time. In transition, anytime there's opportunity where it's just not even just like half court, I'm looking for shooters.
Right.
I'm trying to find my transition guys. Or my
What's the best transition 3?
probably the corner.
Yeah, late trailing corner.
Yeah.
trailing. Oh yeah, where it's like you drive and kick to the corner, somebody finds.
I love the trail, man.
The top of the key.
I was gonna say just any
I just-
transition
yeah.
3. Honestly, after I think one pass at least, I don't like. It's not as much when somebody pulls up on the 3, but if you can get at least one pass and find an open man in transition, if the defense is giving it to you, that's probably
Sometimes
one
I
of the
hate
best
the
threes I
forced
love.
transition 3.
The worst shot in basketball.
I just hate it when like you could tell they're looking for it, but I'm like, bro, what, the layup. The layup is right
Yeah,
there.
if
Me and my
nobody's
dad literally just talked about that on the phone
We
last night.
3-on-2, and we taking a three. Like I just think we could capitalize on just getting an easy bucket at the rim.
He compared it to football, where like on Madden you always go for it, but in real life they
Yeah.
kick the three because you don't leave points.
That's
Like,
why in
yeah.
football I hate it when a team is third and inches. We gonna pass it. Third and inches from getting into the end zone. You gonna pass the ball? That shit don't make sense. What are you
Like
playing the
you
whole
still
for?
hurt from that Super Bowl.
I am.
That
was
one
like
is the
15
worst one
years
of all
ago.
time. man.
right.
That's the worst
Having
one of all time.
Marshawn Lynch and you gonna pass.
Yeah,
the
because
damn
you got Marshawn Lynch. It is deflating when you got the 3 inches and he don't get it.
ball. Yeah.
But Marshawn was gonna get it. He was gonna
Yeah,
get it.
let's beast mode, baby. We got to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to give New Year's resolutions to NBA teams. And we also going to talk about some big-time winners. Stay tuned.
Why should you bet with Caesars Sportsbook? 2 words, Caesars Rewards. Every bet brings you closer to the type of benefits only Caesars can offer. Hotel stays, VIP experiences, sports and concert tickets, and more. It's not just an app, it's an empire.
You know, at the end of every single year, I try to do this self-reflection about content and everything like that. And I was thinking one thing that we do on the show, maybe a little bit too much, is go into like the news topics. And we don't really be talking about the stuff that's not very news related. So I want to talk about just some of the winners in basketball right now. These teams are rolling. They stomping teams, and they're doing such a good job that nobody's really even talking about it.
Yeah.
Starting off with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Literally have won 11 games in a row, but we did see them lose the one game that didn't matter. It don't count towards the standings.
Can we pause real quick?
Of course.
This team, and I was thinking about this team feels like what the Boston was doing last year. They just stomping people.
Destroying teams.
Stomping. Even when it comes to the high-level competition games, stop. We're going to forget the in-season cup tournament game.
don't matter.
But especially with missing Chet, too, stomping teams.
It's so crazy because the Western Conference is objectively great.
Yeah.
They have a 5-game lead on the number 2 seeded team.
Yeah.
That's how ridiculously good they've been.
That's how I know we're gonna probably talk, but them and the Cavs have literally just been dominating the whole league, and it's been like quietly too.
There's
Probably just
not a
because they're
time-
not the big markets,
Super quiet.
to where people are gonna talk about it. But like they are literally dominating the league.
I don't look at the Cavs or the Oklahoma City Thunder, and this is obviously not going to be that way, but I don't see them losing. Like when I load into a game to watch, they're so good. I'm just assuming that they're gonna win the game.
Yeah.
I'm just watching to see how they did it.
And I think it's very impressive for the Cavs point. They have the best offense in the league, and they have 2 bigs that aren't what teams would look for them. Well, Jared Allen does, but I'm talking about like Evan Mobley isn't like the stretch 4. Or like he's not just standing in the corner.
Evan Mobley's
Like,
had a crazy offensive.
Yes, Evan Mobley's offensive jump has been amazing. He hasn't even added a 3-ball fully. Like he's just getting to his mid-range, getting to the basket, posting up. He's doing all the other things.
So we don't have to copy
You don't have
Cat
to. You don't have to be
league.
a stand in the corner for.
I have
no more.
never understood the people that had the argument that the league is homogenized. Like there are so many different archetypes of teams out there. The 2 best teams in the league, record-wise, play so different than the rest of the league. 2 centers. They do get a lot of 3-pointers up, but 2 centers, the way they generate those threes are a lot different. And then we got OKC, who is just defensively the greatest defensive team damn them ever.
Yeah.
It don't even make sense.
And they don't even have Chet.
They don't even have Chet.
I was gonna say it's whether you consider him the 2nd or 3rd best player on the team at this point in time, it don't even really matter. But for a team to be doing that without the player that matters that much is insane. It just shows how well-rounded I think the rest of the team is in terms of like how they can compete, and then also just fill out areas when people are missing. But man, when he gets back, I think they're gonna be even more. They're gonna be hell.
Give a big shout out to Lou Dort too, man. He takes that assignment every night and goes out and guards the other team's best player, and he does it with his hard hat on. Like Lou Dort deserves his praise, man. And he's still shooting the
They
3
say he
ball
be
at a
injuring
great clip.
people.
I don't believe that shit.
He
He
said
did
they
something
got
the other day.
clips.
He
I
did
was
the-
thinking that too. I was like, when Lou Dort, like, say when they go into a playoff series, is there like some type of talk that like Lou Dort, you gonna probably end up with 5 to 6 fouls tonight? Because I always feel like he get into foul trouble,
hacking.
but it's like that physicality does something to a player,
Oh, for
especially
sure.
when it's all damn night. It's like you probably gonna
agree.
end up with those, but we'll be all right though.
They'll be all right. Yeah.
You know?
There's this one stat called, I'm going to read it. It's called relative offensive efficiency and relative defensive efficiency. Basically, what it guides is how much better are you than the average defensive team in your time period. Right now, the Oklahoma City Thunder are 9.38 points better than the average defense in today's game, which is the biggest margin in the history of basketball. That's better than the 2003-2004 San Antonio Spurs, than the Kevin Garnett Boston Celtics, than the Milwaukee Bucks of 2020. The best defensive team of all time is what we call the 2003-2004 Detroit Pistons. This Oklahoma City team is better than that. Now, on the flip side of that, offensively, the Cleveland Cavaliers have the second best relative offensive efficiency compared to average, and the only team better than that is the 2003-2004 Dallas Mavericks, who lost in the first round. But we're seeing two all-time teams on different sides of the ball.
They're better than the Warriors offensively.
They're better than the 15-16 Warriors.
By that metric.
Yeah. No,
Not
by that
to
metric.
fucking me.
No, yeah. I'm just going off. I'm going off
Not
analytics.
to fucking me.
That metric.
Based off the analytics, that's actually crazy that they're better than that KD Warriors.
And that's the prime example of why we don't base shit off of analytics.
I think it's always cool because, like, this offseason, I went back to watch the Dallas Mavericks team of 2003-2004 because that's, like,
Detroit
basically
Pistons team.
my first – no, I'm talking about the Dallas Mavericks.
Oh.
That's my first year of NBA fandom, so I don't have any real memories of that time. I'm like, what the fuck were they doing offensively for them to be that much better than the rest of the competition? And it may not feel like the Cleveland Cavaliers are like that, but they're right there behind them. They are that much better than the average 2024-2025 team. Crazy. And we just watching these teams dominate. Right now, the Cavaliers are on pace to win 70 fucking games.
Yeah.
70? Now, they're not going to hit 70. I don't think 70 is such a crazy number.
Shit, I ain't
But-
putting it past them.
To win, we had a conversation, who's the best team in the league, who's the favorite. The Boston Celtics come up objectively after winning that championship and everything. Oklahoma City's up. The Cavaliers are there too.
Yeah.
They just have to be.
No, yeah, they're definitely one of the favorites. They're definitely one of those top teams.
They are. I was high on the Cavs, but this is
Way better, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I guess this shows you what patience can bring. The first 2 years, a little rocky. They started bringing up trade rumors.
But can I ask you a
Is Donovan
question?
Mitchell out?
Can I ask you a question in
What's
that?
up?
Why was it rocky?
Well, injuries. Injuries was a big part of it. I think Evan Mobley was out. Jared Allen was
I
out.
wouldn't
Darius
even
Garland
say
was out.
year one wasn't rocky in my opinion. They were a 50-win team.
50-win team.
They just had that was their first year playing together
Yeah.
in the postseason. Didn't work out. Year number 2 is when we could point to those injuries,
Yeah,
right?
that's where it was.
And
And even
then-
then, they were 48-win team, right?
And went in
Yeah.
second round.
Yeah.
So it's like they've done everything on schedule. They had some
I just think
injuries.
once you
fandom's just
trade
impatient.
5 picks,
That's what it
I
is right
think
there.
once you trade 5 picks for guys, shit becomes a little bit more rushed, and you expect something concrete to happen immediately, and it didn't happen. So then you got all the rumors about is Donovan Mitchell going to
But see, that's the
problem.
that's the point I'm bringing up. To me, that's stupid.
Right.
Because
It
number
is,
one, we're
yeah.
in a generation right now where it's more informative as it's ever been.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say anything without anybody saying that they know what they're talking about. You go out right now, we could tell you to make a tweet right now, and there's going to be several people talking to you and replying to that tweet as if they know shit. So if we in this informative time right now where everybody can do that right there, you can just constantly be on that motherfucker. You don't have to watch the games because a lot of y'all don't. Y'all look at the analytics, right? And you just looking at shit all day. How don't we still understand that certain things take time?
That's what my thing is.
It just be like certain shit be stupid to
I
me
think
when
part-
everybody act like they know everything, but then it's like you don't because you still expect fucking Rome to be built in a day.
I think part of it was like everybody buying that damn Donovan Mitchell's not going to resign part, and like we got to trade something to make him happy. We got to either trade him because he wants to go to New York when that was all overblown and he was ready to just stay in Cleveland.
I mean,
the whole
once
time.
he said that, like, once he got the extension, is like, I want to be here in Cleveland. I like what we're building here. That's all you needed to hear. I mean, like, there
Shout out
was
to
no more
GMs
rush
that-
from the outside noise
Yeah.
at that point.
Shout out to the GMs that don't pay attention to the bullshit.
I was gonna,
Well,
yeah.
you know they gave him his own box for the eternity,
Give him his own what?
like Skybox. Anytime he want to come to a Cavs game after retirement.
Oh, I would do that too
I'm
because
just talking shit. That's what they did to Juan Soto.
I was gonna say I would do that
Did
if
they
I
do
was
that
a
to
team.
LeBron?
I don't
He
know.
said he was joking.
Oh,
No, Juan Soto got even when he's playing, he could just have his whole family.
Why
in the
would I?
box of all
Why
time.
would I do that
to LeBron?
for any player, like if that status?
Coco Jones could just be in Cleveland.
Because in theory, man, Donovan Mitchell ain't gonna fucking come to Cav games for the rest of his life. He not gonna use this box.
I know.
Only we would use that shit. But LeBron, and I don't even know how much we would use it. If we had a box at the fucking,
You see?
yeah, like I'm not driving to that
Hey.
shit for 41 games.
You're right. I had season tickets. I went to maybe 20 games out of 41.
Now, box is different than season tickets, but still,
But even
41
then-
games, snow, cold, baby, that's a lot.
Yeah.
They losing and shit. You're going to use it, but
It depends on how close you live, I guess, because this really was about the commute. If I lived 10 minutes away from the UC, I went to all 41 games. But it said I lived an hour away.
You can walk up to them, motherfucker. You got to pay for parking and none of that.
You leave early at the
Exactly.
game, man. You good?
You can go watch warm-ups and go back home.
Yeah. Speaking of that, the guys are going to the Derrick Rose Day. Most of the guys are going to the Derrick Rose Day.
Yeah, most
Right,
of
because
them.
only an idiot would miss the Derrick Rose Day. So the next time Derrick Rose come up, or the next time Derrick Rose want to be a part of the show,
And I hit up the people over there, and we get to meet them.
we don't want to
you
hear
fucking
nothing
up.
about, man, Derrick Rose, you had to be there. You just had, because you have a chance to be there, you don't want to be there.
I'm gonna have a story like you. You remember you could see Derrick Rose, you can go to that pool party.
That's not smart.
Yeah, you had that pool party.
That's not
But
smart.
he always think about that pool party saying, damn, I should have went to go see Derrick
Also,
Rose.
let's also put one thing into perspective. I was fucking 10. I was 10 years old.
That's what make it funny.
They did just do a good content.
Him and Joe Kim.
Him and Joe King
Yeah.
sitting down and going through their history together. It was cool. It was fun.
What are y'all expecting?
Derrick Rose, he recently went to his old house.
So what the
in
fuck are we
Inglewood.
like? Is he gonna do something at halftime?
I would assume it's probably halftime.
Like the Pat Riley? He
Oh, they
shit?
probably gonna do a big thing at the beginning too.
I would not be surprised. His jersey is probably going to retire.
Yeah.
Like surprise jersey retirement.
Oh, it's a surprise.
But like the way they're promoting it, they're having his
Exactly.
jersey in 100 different places around Chicago. Seem like you about to retire.
Nobody
that
has
motherfucker.
ever put that number on after.
One person almost did, and he got damn near.
Yeah, why would you do
kicked
that,
out of the
Michael
city.
Carter Williams? Why would you do that?
So I think his jersey might get retired. I wouldn't be surprised if he got on the mic for 30 seconds or so. He's not that much of a talker, but like maybe
Actually,
he got
he's
on
a
the mic.
lot more of a talker when we interviewed him. Remember?
Very good point. He did go on Jeff Teague and say the reason I'm doing this is because I want to be better on the microphone. So maybe he does.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw people like Joe or his former teammates.
Oh,
get
I
on the
think
mic
all
too.
they gonna be in the
Yeah,
building.
Luol,
I think
Luol.
all of them gonna be in the building.
I cannot wait
Thibs
for
gonna
this
be in the
drama.
building, coaching the Knicks. I think
Yes,
everybody's
yes.
gonna be there.
Oh, that's perfect. that
I
Thibs
think
is gonna be-
everybody's gonna
Does
be there.
Taj Gibson play that night? Damn it.
Taj Gibson ain't on the Knicks.
He's not on the Knicks.
I'm saying, does he play for the Hornets? Because if not, he should be there.
Yeah, he
Oh
should.
yeah.
Hey, he's gonna be there.
They do not play that night.
He's gonna be there.
He
He's
should
probably
be there.
gonna be there. Yeah.
Who
We
else?
gonna see Aaron
is
Gray.
Jimmy gonna be in attendance?
Nah,
I doubt it.
They play that night.
you know he always been a D Rose hater. Oop, did I say that out loud? No, I'm just joking.
Cal Korver.
Oh, he's an assistant coach. Is he gonna be? I'm just joking. He'll be there.
Hostels.
He's a scout.
It should be good. Just overall, should be great. Great experience for a city of
Do any of
Chicago.
the legends like Dennis Rodman though?
Absolutely not.
Dennis Rodman feels like he's always here, though.
Absolutely not.
I would say Dennis Rodman's there.
Is your boy courtside guy?
Hell yeah.
Who?
I forgot it. Shortside Trey, I think it's his name.
Oh.
He's always there. Even though I haven't seen him much, but it's different broadcasting teams. The other broadcasting knew him, so they would cut to him all the time. These people probably don't know him yet.
They probably gonna have
That was
Common
just a
and-
year ago.
Yeah,
They probably gonna have Common and Jennifer Hudson in the building again.
Yes, Chance the Rapper, maybe.
Oh yeah. Megan Thee Stallion.
Us.
Megan Thee Stallion.
We gonna be. Oh, Meg. Yeah, Meg.
I'd be there.
Us. We gonna be there.
No,
You don't-
Simone
you don't-
Biles might be there.
Did
too.
y'all know Meg pulled up to the St. Pat's game?
For real?
She didn't come inside.
Oh.
but she was there
Oh. Why she ain't come inside?
because it would have been mayhem.
She could have had that security hold it.
I would have went
EJ
crazy.
took a picture with her.
Oh.
I'm lying like a mother.
Bro.
If Meg was there, I would have text y'all like
Hey,
Meg
I thought
right here.
Craig.
I be
didn't
waiting
you-
for
I
him to
thought-
be like, man, you playing,
'Cause
you
didn't you say Torrey
lying. He
Craig
just be
pulled up?
going with it like,
Yeah,
yeah.
Torrey Craig was
Oh,
there.
so yeah.
But do you go everywhere your girlfriend go to?
Right. Hey, babe, I'm finna go to this 17-year-old boys basketball game. Come
Meg
on.
Thee Stallion, like,
Pee Wee
sure.
the Plug gonna be there.
Another team that's just winning is the New York Knicks 8-game win streak. They're only a half a game away from the 2 seed right
Come
now.
on, man. Talk
Yeah.
about it.
They're doing great stuff.
But the Wizards play us tough. Them
They're back-to-back games. Yeah, they really did. Overtime in that first game.
Yep.
And y'all did blow it out eventually.
Jalen Brunson had
but
to
they
put
were
on that
close.
55 piece.
Yeah. But they're hooping.
How's it
Josh
feel as a
Hart?
Knicks fan, man,
what?
to be this good?
Do you want to be the 2 seed and maybe go against Philly in
It
the
ain't
first
nothing
round
to-
again?
I'm not worried about it.
I think it's
I
sentiment.
don't blame it at all. I wouldn't be worried about him.
Because my thinking is also we're gonna have to play against somebody tough.
Yeah.
I ain't ducking really
I don't
really
know,
no
the Pistons
smoke.
right there.
I'll take the Pistons for sure. But we also showed you we ain't running from the 76ers. What they gonna do? Be hurt? Matter of fact, hell yeah, sign me up. Better play Embiid for 2 games. Paul George might be out for 1. He might play 4, but he only gonna show up for 1. So it's really Maxey versus us. Yeah, hell yeah. Matter of fact, sign me up for it.
So in this little streak, the Knicks have had a top 10 defense, and that's all that really matters at the end of the day. You know the offense is gonna be great. The defense has been showing up as well.
I think this is my favorite version of Cat.
Oh, it's by far it's the best version.
Easily, yeah.
Yes, it's insane because he was so damn good throughout his whole career.
Yeah.
From coming off last year, I thought he was just gonna be a version of what he was last year. The fact that he's taken a step and has been
I knew
better.
you thought that when you was really I don't think you realized how much you talked about this trade in like a Julius Randle favorable way.
Huh?
Like when we talked about this trade, like
Why is Kyron dropping people in the fucking fantasy football chat?
that's what this vibration is.
He just dropped somebody. The season
He
is
think
over,
this shit
brother.
Go by, he thinks
No,
the
he's a
season
legacy
gonna carry
league?
No,
over.
he playing and he still think what EJ say it ain't the losers bracket.
It's the
a
consolation. Right?
Kyron playing for that consolation.
I just replied with question marks.
I
What the
thought
fuck is
about
he
this
doing?
trade highly for the Knicks. Like I was pro Cat.
No. I think everybody knows that Cat is better than Julius. But you talked some shit for Julius, especially on the defensive side of the basketball.
No, I was talking about shit for Cat on the defensive side of the basketball. And
Yes,
you
he was.
Oh,
saying-
I was talking for Randall.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, you're right.
He was saying
You're
that
right.
he just learned whatever he did, and he gonna come over, and the defense is
Boom,
still gonna
that's
be
what it
great.
was.
Yada yada yada.
How about okay, yeah, because I was finna say
It took him a minute. At the beginning, it was y'all defense was not good. Now y'all done slowly climbed up. So.
And I don't even know what has changed necessarily. Or if, and maybe nothing did change, and it's just continuity.
we
that's getting
we
better.
just played the Wizards.
True. But the Lakers defense has objectively changed, and now they're looking better. When now it's Anthony Davis full and drop. I don't think anything has changed from Tom Thibodeau. It's just like we're more
You think
familiar with each other.
I'm a big believer in like the better your offense is, and more naturally like you're just back for defense. Your defense is more set. Just that helps your defense over the course of the game.
So you're saying you're just not playing in transition as much. You have a
You
set
you kind of control the game.
Yeah.
When you're constantly scoring, I think you just control the game a little bit more in terms of
Devon
transition.
uploading during the pod. Well, he got a thing with like 90 expressions.
I didn't know if I even follow Devon on social media.
I
Sorry,
didn't
sorry,
know he
Devon.
had one.
I didn't
He's
know
on-
he had one. It's
Everybody got social
2025.
media.
It's
Hey, we reading
2025.
No, I just didn't. I don't know if I have it. That's all.
Drop the link in the chat, Devon. I got you. You too, Quap.
I don't
We
know
family.
if he
We
has
family.
social media.
100th episode is pretty big.
Now I don't know if Quab got social media. Quab said he be going to like Nigeria. That's like turn.
That's where you go. That's where you go on social media. You got to
That's
show
when you
the
turn it
motherland.
off.
Oh, I guess.
Like, unplug.
My fault.
Oh, he do?
All right, just drop the link. So 100th episode is really big. Shout out to, of course, the guys that's in the studio. Shout out to the guys on the Omaha team for holding it
Ghana,
down
my
on the
bad.
back end. I don't think I said that earlier, but we do have these things. I don't know if y'all ever want to pop these. Last time we popped this, it was crazy.
I'll pop it because I know I ain't got to clean it
All right,
up.
let's pop. Here we go. 100th episode, 2025. 3. Y'all
Wait, I don't know how to
Let
pop
me
it.
see
I
your
don't know how to
best.
pop it.
Let me see your best
Oh, you go
twist
like this?
action.
Yeah, y'all ready?
Show me how to do it, Mike. I know you're a pro.
3.
That's how you
What? 3, 2, 1. Damn!
Hey, my wrist.
I ain't doing
I
it.
don't know if I can do it. with
Bro,
my
that's
wrist.
strong. Lightly shake cannon to break up.
Oh, lightly shake. All right.
No, I don't think that helps you open it. I think it can.
What the fuck is you doing?
Wait, you aiming it at yourself, brother. You're aiming it at. Oh my goodness. Put it down. Put it down right now. We're not doing it, bro. He was about to crotch shot himself with confetti, bro.
Talking about it's a party, it's a party.
Bro, you are crazy.
Wait, what?
Yes, you gotta hold it.
Yeah, no, we can't have toys in the
Oh.
studio no more. We can't have toys in the studio, bro.
Hey.
Oh, this might help you.
I'm done. I'm not even trying it no more. Y'all got it.
No, but you see how your shit, Darrick was like this, Mike.
Boy, I was for the cheddar bob.
No, Cheddar Bob had the fucking gun in his pocket. This is fucking, I don't even want to say what this is. Oh my fucking goodness.
That's the same thing KB was talking about last episode with the EpiPen. He's like, usually people try to do it to the ceiling.
All
They do
right.
the opposite side.
Just imagine confetti
Bro.
falling from the ceiling right now.
Bro.
This motherfucker's like a little kid. You seriously was like this.
Might as well have some pepper spray and he sprayed on himself.
Oh man, I'm sick. I'm sick.
I think you gotta
I'm glad
take that
KB
wrap
caught
off.
you.
It's easier to twist it.
If you want to do it, then do it. I said I'm done. I gave it a try. I just got to be paying attention because that sound
my
is crazy.
wrist just.
It's at the bottom. Nah, like
Put it down. I don't trust nobody no more.
but look,
It's confetti. You act like we shooting guns.
Yeah.
but I'm saying
That shit is loaded,
Take-
brother. Go ahead, do it the way you was gonna do
You
it.
can
Then.
take the
and
bottom-
watch you
I
don't
ain't saying
fall.
shoot yourself
take
over
the
the
bottom piece off,
PP area, but
like the little wrapper off, so you can see.
I see it on y'all's.
And you still didn't pop yours. You giving him
Right.
instructions like you did it.
My wrist is fucked. You know
I ain't
what?
with the mess.
Fuck this. I'll
Yeah,
be
have it to your
okay.
wrist.
I'll be okay.
Answer the question. What happened to your wrist?
I don't know. But I know it.
No,
Y'all
they
better
really
have-
packed the punch on these ones, bro.
Damn.
They got 2 6'4" dudes can't open the confetti
I
can.
might have.
Shit, tell me the Thor's.
There it is. Woo! Austin got it.
Oh, that was a good one.
I didn't even know
too.
you had one. Scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
That was
I
a
had
good
that.
one.
I thought D Mills brought his dig in here. You got a grip up here. Stop
up here,
fucking
yeah.
cut it out, man.
Y'all alone one, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Keep going with the podcast.
Those are the teams that's winning. Atlanta Hawks 4-game win streak.
I'm
as
not
well.
gonna fuck up my wrist.
They're doing
for
that
this shit.
thing. Philly 4-game win streak. They're now tied for the 10th seed at the moment.
The Mavericks on a losing streak, right? Christmas Day.
2 games. Of course, they had the big brawl. They got PJ
Yeah.
suspended for 1. Najee
I
suspended
thought
for
you was
3.
talking about men.
Oh yeah, we can
Talking
talk
about
about
Tyler Hero?
We can talk about that one too.
Yeah, that one was funny. That one was so funny.
I hate a conspiracy theorist, by the way.
What happened?
The NBA ratings was down, and all of a sudden we got 7
yeah.
fights in a week. I'm very sure that Amin Thompson was thinking about the fucking ratings on a NBA League Pass game when he threw Tyler
Hey, I
Hero
ain't
to the
gonna lie, a
ground.
fight don't really help me watch.
No,
I
it
turn. All that extra fake ass commotion, Tyler Hero getting up. That shit made me go to the next game.
Yeah. During that whole moment,
There it is. Boop,
during
boop,
that whole
boop.
moment too, I was thinking, sometimes it ain't even it ain't no worry about what's going to happen. Tyler Hero got thrown down to the ground. Immediately,
that, man.
everybody
Pop this
was
shit.
over there to help him out. And so it's never really no fight.
Yeah.
It's really just that one. It's the
There
one
it
or two
is.
licks that can get in before everybody
Pop
come up.
them, man. What the hell wrong with you? Give me KB's if he can't do it. All that muscle milk he talking about. How I supposed to do it?
You got to take the wrap off, KB.
You got it. Boo! All right, that's all. Damn, you almost hit Austin. Now imagine that in you was shooting it like this, bro.
Yeah, that shit was gone.
My
That's a
bad,
lot of
Austin.
force.
Even if it ain't do shit, it just a thought of it.
I was trying to see if you was Spider-Man.
It already little. You trying to take the few inches you got off.
But the fight was what it was. I mean, nothing at the same time. I'm in time to do him on the ground. Tyler Hero talked some trash afterwards. I would do that too if I was getting my ass bust or something along those lines. Which is basically the best answer you could give.
Yeah.
I hate the video afterwards though. People like Tyler Hero a fake dog because he got thrown to the ground.
And
And he
he
didn't do
sent in the
nothing.
back.
And then when everything started going, he started to get back in and people trying to push him. It's,
They in the group chat talking. I follow Presley.
I don't follow any. Everybody drop the links, Omaha. I think only person I follow is Anthony on Twitter. Just because I saw him one day.
Oh.
And I don't even be thinking. Everybody drop the links. Anyway, I think that's all I got as far as NBA goes. Let's give some NBA New Year's resolutions, y'all. At first, we were going to do this for every team. And then, for the life of me, I got to the Utah Jazz. What the fuck can I possibly give the Utah Jazz right now?
I gave him one. I said organize the assets.
Okay, there you go. You got your mention, Utah.
I don't have one for the Suns.
The Suns' New Year's resolution is find somebody to take Nurkic and finesse them.
I said only play Nurkic if need
I
be.
thought resolutions.
Or only play Nurkic when need be.
I
In
thought
terms of-
resolutions was like
A resolution.
possible. KB
Resolutions.
resolution was
Vucevic out there?
that said I'm gonna go to the gym.
Yeah.
You know, it's not. It's some of these teams. It's like it was really objectively hard. I got one for OKC while we here.
Sure.
Find another shooter.
Mine had to do with shooting too. I was like, start making threes at a more consistent rate. Being 23rd in the league, I think it hasn't really hindered them, but also you don't want to be down at the bottom of the league when you talk about 3-point shooting in a 3-point center.
And that 23rd, is that percentage or is that frequency? Or is it a combination?
efficiency. It was percentage.
I just put Cam Johnson.
New Year's resolution, him.
There's no reason. There's damn near no reason why you can't get him at this point. Honestly,
Their New Year's resolution for me, I said, keep stacking the deck, become unfair. They in such a good position, and like, don't take it easy on the NBA. Be unfair.
They
You
have
got
a
Hartenstein,
million. They have a
all them
million
picks.
first pick. They can get rid of four first round picks.
Damn.
That shit was beating my ass. They can get rid of 4 of them and still be cool. Still have a lot the majority of the
Say
league.
4 first-round picks.
4 first round picks. I was just so emotional right there. I had to get it out because this shit is unfair for them.
And they don't need the first rounders because they can get AJ Mitchell.
They just drafted a
I
stash
don't know
away.
what's
He's
going to happen
still
with
just
Nikola
sitting there.
Topic because AJ Mitchell better.
Yeah, we can give you Nikola Topic in the first.
Damn.
Give us.
Unfair for them. So I agree with you.
They
Keep
can make
stacking the deck.
Zion a 6-man.
Oh, that's crazy.
They have him as a 10th man.
And extend his career.
He's like Zai. What I call him, Zai. Zai. You play when you can play, we'll be all right. Just know when you play, you're going to have to drop 30.
3 rings, huh? That's you giving people.
Yeah.
3 rings.
Make
I
it
got
up
one
for-
for the Nuggets. Keep starting Russell Westbrook. They're 8-2 when Brody starts, man. And his efficiency goes up, obviously, when he's on the court with Nikola Jokic. He's way more in control when he is on the court with Nikola Jokic. Keep doing it, man. At this point in time, they're going through this little stretch where they got a couple easy games and they're taking care of business and they're starting to climb up that standings. I think Brody has, after that really slow start, has been almost a perfect fit with Jokic, man. And Jokic did something Bron could never do.
For me, it was don't trade for Zach. I just don't think that's the answer. I know they interested, and it's been a rumor, and it's been something that they've really been itching to get done. I just don't think Zach LaVine is the answer when you trade MPJ for him.
I put just let go of MPJ at this point.
You said do
I
what?
mean, to let go of MPJ.
Damn, you
let
sound
go.
like he a bum.
No, I'm just saying, like, they're going to have – I don't see them trading Jamal Murray. And next to that, that's
they
the
can't.
You talking about this contract?
Nobody wants a $50 million.
No, he just got an extension.
Yeah, nobody wants that $50 million.
It's
He
talking about
just ain't
Jamal
got no-
Murray, not PJ.
Oh. But, yeah, next to value is basically MPJ. Because they're going to have to they need more. They can't just go into the playoffs or whatever thinking that this is a team that can make something happen. Obviously with Jokic, but, like, this team is going to need more.
What do you say about Jokic if it does make it happen?
It's just credit to him being the best player in the world.
I got one for Miami. Start games off better. They start the games off so slow. They are one of the worst first quarter teams in the league. And I just think when you're a team that's trying to climb back up the standings, starting out the game slow is just a way to you always fighting against that 8-ball. Like, just start off strong and then be consistent. Because they one of the best second quarter teams in the league, too. So it's like, let's find an even balance here.
I like that. I said, keep giving Khalil Ware minutes, man. I've been liking the last week or so, 2 weeks where he's been in rotation. He still looks like a rookie most times, but he'll give you a couple plays. You're like, damn, I see it.
Yeah, no, he's definitely somebody I think Spo probably was trying to ease into the rotation instead of just throwing him out into the fire. Which, who am I to question what Spo was doing?
I got one for the Lakers, Mike.
What?
Get dance lessons.
Why?
Every time LeBron talks, the last couple times, it seems like next year's the last dance.
Bro, hey, mine for the Lakers was let this be the last go around with this shit.
You put it in a much better way.
Because it's just like, as long as we got Bron, we always going to try to be the contender. We always going to try to try to get to a finals, try to make the team as best as we can. Even with LeBron on the team next year, I just don't think that should be the ultimate priority to do because I just can't imagine. And Bron to still be all-star level, all that. I don't know if we're going to have all the talent in the world to be what we think we are. And I think we got to let go of that reality.
I really think
Or that
next year is
dream,
the
honestly.
last.
I think
the
it is,
last of
too.
it. I really think it is, man. It's only so long you finna keep dragging Anthony Davis through this shit too, because Anthony Davis is not young anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
Davis
think
probably wants to go compete at a high level somewhere.
You feel me?
And
as
he
an
did
Anthony
at one
Davis
point.
fan, it sucks seeing him this good defensively and just we haven't been a good defensive team.
Yeah.
And he did say
Put his ass on the
he
Suns.
he wanted to play at home.
They can't get
Who?
Anthony Davis,
Who can't get him?
the Suns.
Why they can't?
What they finna do for him?
Trade Bradley Beal.
Who said, bro? Bradley Beal saying, hell nah. Y'all not finna get together and bring me in and then trade me away and then y'all finna
Hey,
win
I
with
was
Anthony
being funny
Davis.
because with that reminded me of, that's how me and my dad conversations go at the deadline. He called me like, man, Warriors need some size, son. I'm like, yeah, man, they might get homie that used to play for the Celtics. Who? Your boy that played for the Knicks? Oh, yeah. Hell no, they're not getting Porzingis. Pops, how the hell they gonna do that? Oh, shit, they'll find a way. Anthony Davis can come over here. I know he want to play with Steph. Anybody for the
Bro,
Lakers.
That's
We
a
was in
perfect
the-
way to be an NBA fan.
We was
by the way.
talking
It
to the
is.
Discord
Don't care about
yesterday.
He don't care about contracts, assets.
We was talking to the Discord yesterday, and there was a Timberwolves fan in there talking about, like, what could you possibly get? Like, talking about the whole Julius Randle situation. He's like, man, I don't know. Man, Kevin Durant. He's like, how the hell is you getting Kevin Durant? He's like, I
But
don't
like
know,
KB
man. It's just
said,
what we want.
I guess that's a not bad way. Because
But
I'll
it's-
be looking at the market like, okay, but at the same time, being a little bit more in the loop make me a better fan because I find excitement about like Nick Richards. Like, oh, the Knicks, we could get Nick Richards. Because I know in reality we can get
You remember
fucking-
when we found out OKC picked up Isaiah Joe?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. My boy got a second chance at life. Fuck you talking about? Philadelphia, you going to forever be in my bad
And
grace
he
for
made the
that.
most out of it.
Say whatever y'all want to say about KB, but Isaiah Joe is where I draw the line. Philadelphia.
My next one for the Knicks is to find a center for the cheap.
Literally.
Just somebody.
I said find an iHeart replacement, but that's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Mine was make sure everybody's not running to the ground by playoff time. Like let's make sure everybody's fresh and ready to go when playing a 7-game series.
That's
Just
hard.
don't burn everybody to the ground.
Hard.
I know it's hard.
Nobody
when-
fresh
I
in
know
the
it's
playoffs.
You can find a way, especially when you got that much
I've
talent.
never seen somebody be fresh at the playoffs who played. Brandon Ingram, when he was out and came back for the playoff, he was fresh, I guess. He was rusty too, but he didn't play rusty. But the Warriors, I got for the Warriors. Where y'all at, Warriors? Accept reality. And what I mean by accept reality is the Warriors have to understand that last era of like the dynasty is done. Close the door on that. The thought process, the approach y'all used to have, that has to change. Once Klay Thompson left and Iggy retired and Bob Myers left, that's done. Y'all gonna have to change it up a little bit. Y'all probably are now gonna have to go get some size. Probably gotta go get a 7-footer or something like that. You probably, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just hate to see Steph Curry refer to his own team as mid. Because I want him. I know it's he want to be such a good guy,
Yeah,
but man,
you can see it in
they
his body
play-
language
yeah.
on the court too.
Yeah.
I don't like when he talk about the end is coming. I don't think that's more so a physical thing because I think physically he's still Steph Curry. Like he can still do what he wants to do. But like
We were just talking about this in the Discord.
This last couple weeks, man.
I think
It's
it's,
tough
more.
to
Of a,
see that age catch
he-
up with Curry. That's all.
and it's
I think it's more
this
of
is
a
the
mental
hardest
thing.
conversation about these greats too, is when they do knock on the door a little bit, and it's just
Man, Steph has had more better moments this year than bad.
For sure. But the
And
bad ones
also-
are pretty fucking bad.
But
The team is
also,
fucking
yeah.
horrible.
Yeah,
But
They weren't.
even then with like the greats, so we still look at him to
When
kind
they
of.
weren't Buddy Hield, you came in here reading Buddy Hield stats.
yeah.
He wasn't doing that when they were
For
good.
sure. But when you have a week where the best shooter of all time scored less than 10 twice, like that's objectively, I'm like, damn, Curry. He ain't
No,
never
for
done
sure.
that before in his life. For sure. That's all I'm saying.
But
he
he
did give us that 30 piece on Christmas, so like it's not
You still
over.
got- you still got that.
and
But
just a few
damn.
months ago he was looking like the best player in the world in the Olympics.
Yeah. He did give us that 4-minute stretch for sure.
So
It's all I'm saying is that the age is
Or-
catching up on
that's
our
all-
goats.
or
That's all.
has this always been him, but he had Kevin Durant?
Stop.
I'm just joking.
Okay.
Mike shook his head. I'm just joking, Mike. I'm just joking.
You know, some people that's gonna argue that.
Well,
Well,
they
literally-
jackasses.
Yeah, he literally got 2 without him.
Now, who you
I
gonna
think
say? What Kevin Durant
actually-
win and now Wiggins is here?
I mean, Twitter exists, so it's definitely hate. I was gonna say Steph doesn't really seem like he got too many haters, but it definitely is always of people.
Oh, people gonna hate Steph for sure.
Right.
Because they're LeBron fans, right?
Yeah.
He got in
Yeah.
the way of LeBron winning so much. So
And the people that hate a lot of 3-point shots, they gonna blame Steph.
the Rockets fans probably hate him a little bit.
I can see that.
what you got for the Rockets?
Let's see. I have find a way to have a more consistent offense and maybe make a trade or get active in the trade market.
Damn, we
if
got the
they
exact
can.
opposite. I said stay pat.
I said try to find a way to rework Fred's deal. into a smaller deal, like more team-friendly deal. Obviously, you just gave him a bag. You might be able to find one from these other teams, but if you can, I would try to keep him. He's been so good for them.
What if you can get De'Aaron Fox?
I do think they struggle with having a true number one. Like, I just,
for sure.
They team really doesn't have that guy that, like, you can put the ball in his hands down the stretch. Even though I know you paid Jalen Green to eventually be that guy, and we know he has the potential to be that guy, still hasn't really shown me that he is that guy.
I don't think Jalen Green has the potential to be a 1A on a really good team.
Yeah.
But y'all already knew that. Because
Like, if his
He
name
would've
was
told
on that
y'all years
docket
ago.
like we did last week, I think it was probably 90-10 no
Yeah.
for him being a 1A on a really good team. That don't make him bad.
Yeah.
But, like, we talking about
they
them
just really
winning.
need that 1A, and I just don't think they have it.
Mike had made a great assessment yesterday. He said, man, Jalen Green ain't nothing but a more attractive Malik Monk. I said, wow.
You said that?
No, I ain't saying that.
Oh, I thought he did say
He gonna say no. You know damn well he said that. You was in the party when he said it.
I actually didn't join the party at all yesterday.
I was in the Discord
sorry.
at all yesterday.
I'm not talking. I didn't mean yesterday, but I meant the last time we was on.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, my bad. I thought you
He's
talking about
such a
yesterday.
bad liar.
Your girlfriend love you.
Bro,
you gonna get caught every
That's
time.
what shit with his.
He
Is
was
it like
looking
his,
at both of us for like confirmation to see if we bought it. I'm like, bro, you a bad liar.
Can't get away with nothing.
What
with
you got for the
emails.
Bulls?
Know that present on the tree, not yours.
I said Tank better.
For the Bulls?
Yeah.
Be okay with accepting a bag of chips.
Yeah.
Like the Nets.
Yeah, just because apparently the Sacramento Kings inquired about Zach LaVine. The fact that anybody acquired, he should be on the Kings right now. Just accept whatever people offer. Say yes. All right, cool.
I mean, but when you've been waiting for so damn long that eventually
That is true too.
you got to draw the line somewhere and
That
say, you
is
know what,
true,
we just
too.
going to have to pull the trigger.
I think they need a clean house. And when
Well-
I mean say clean house, I mean clean house.
So
I mean the guys up top too. Put me in that motherfucker chair.
damn, get rid of the front office already.
Yep.
What good things have they done in their 4-year tenure?
What front office, gets
Don't
cut
say
in 4
that.
years?
Don't say that.
Huh?
Don't say
Front
that.
offices get cut in 4 years?
Oh,
say
well,
that.
no, it doesn't happen often.
Don't say
think
that.
that's
I thought
just
you
part of
finna
the
say
problem.
who has done anything good in 4 years.
No,
That's what I
no.
thought he was going.
No.
Ain't that what y'all thought he was going?
Yeah.
No, I was just to say front offices get a long leash.
They sure do.
4 years is very short for a front office. We see coaches get fired before the front office go all the time. So
Oh yeah. So I'm
And
saying
Billy Donovan's he's still there.
I'm saying clean them all out.
yeah, well, Billy Donovan I think he's doing good for what he has.
He has? Because I saw Javon Carter have a 30-some piece and didn't play the next game.
I also saw them be up by 24 going into the fourth and lose to the Atlanta Hawks like 3 days ago.
Yeah, that was. And
But
then,
I was like,
and then
good job.
You know what came out after that? The
What?
Javon game?
What?
The Hawks are interested in Javon Carter.
Oh yeah. I
Don't
mean,
get him.
Javon Carter was hooping when he was in Milwaukee.
we
got
were
to the
at
Bulls.
the basketball game. We were looking at the box score like, no way, this motherfucker.
No
got
way.
19
Javon going
points right now.
crazy.
Yeah, 19 points first quarter. Mine was just be okay with. You've lost so many trades already. The fact that now you trying to be a winner is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Just you have to recognize that nothing that is on this team right now is going to get us to hell, even the real playoffs. So why are we acting like we need a king's ransom for any of the talent that's on the roster? Nobody on our roster is that good.
So if we run into AK, you going to say that to his face on Saturday?
If he gave me opportunity, I think I would. But if we just walking and passing and like, hey, hold on, I got something. No, I wouldn't do that. But I would be nice about it. Like what's
Let's
going on?
just say, for whatever reason,
Mm-hmm.
we're not chilling with him, but it ain't,
we in the box with AK.
we're not chilling with him, but it ain't in passing. He's over there. You know, we're in a little room. He's over
I'm
there.
going to tap on his shoulder like I tapped on that white man's shoulder at that basketball game.
Hey, we didn't tell this story. We didn't tell this story. Darrick, I don't know everything, brother. But when I know something, I know.
You know Dick.
Relax. KB says to me 2 or 3 times. First time, I was like, nah. Second time, he like, I don't know, P. I don't know. He's like, man, that's Dick Lovick. That's Coach Lovick. That's Coach. I look back, I'm like, nah. He like, oh, okay. I'm talking, whatever. P, I don't know. You sure?
What kept? Because we kept making eye contact. I kept
Yeah.
making eye contact with the man.
He did.
So
keep
it's
looking
like,
our
does
way.
he recognize me as much as I recognize him?
Yeah.
So it gave me like this confirmation that might be Coach.
What are
Yeah.
some characteristics about Dick Lovick
Bro.
that would make you know it's him? What's some
Hey, I can't
characteristics?
even say
Did he
it out
have white
loud
hair?
because it's crazy.
Dude
Hard
had
nipples?
white hair.
Yes.
Oh, he did? He had white hair?
He had
have
white hair,
the same
slick
white-
back,
Slick back.
slick back white hair.
Slick back. But did you
how-
see the front?
How do I say
I did.
this?
And did you see it?
No, it was cold
Oh.
outside. Dude had like
He had a sweater on.
He's crazy.
Yeah, if his nipples were hard, that was 100% Dick Lovick. Hey, I will say this though. If somebody who's watching this video has any idea what Coach Dick Lovick is, please let me know.
I just
wanna
found my
talk to Coach.
sophomore coach.
I just
on
need to make
Instagram.
sure he's still alive at the end of the day.
No, okay, so I'll tell you this. One of the saddest moments I had recently, I went to Hinsdale South, and one of my former teammates now coaches the baseball team. His dad used to referee my games, but I didn't know it was his dad. So I was in the gym one time, and he was refereeing. It's like summer league, and he's like, "Oh, you go to Hinsdale South?" It was like during a halftime. I'm like, "Yeah, I go to Hinsdale South." He's like, "You on the basketball team?" I'm like, "Yeah, I play next or whatever." He's like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "Yeah, my son goes there." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "Who's your son?" He told me his son's name. I'm like, "Man, that's my guy. I know him." He's like, "Oh, what's your name?" I'm like, "Wow." He's like, "Oh, that's you. My son talks about you all the time, whatever. Y'all play together, whatever." He talks very highly of you, whatever. So I seen years later, my guy, my former teammate, and chop it up with him. Like, "Man, yeah, let me know about the baseball. Say I'll come and support you. You know what I mean? Like, whatever." I watched the Hinsdale South basketball team. They win. They actually beat my coach for my senior year, who got fired, Tanner Mitchell. They beat him, so I was super happy. Leaving, like, before I leave, go jog to my teammate. "Hey, man, how your dad doing? I remember he used to referee my games, man. I miss that dude. Tell him everything. Tell him I said what up." Stop. Put his hand on my shoulder. Took a deep breath. Said he passed away in COVID, man. I said, "Oh
That's
my
sad, man.
fucking goodness, man."
Fuck.
I said, I had no idea. I would have not
Yeah.
even said anything.
No, yeah, for sure.
But I'm like, holy shit. And I was so giddy and happy. Like, "Man, tell your dad." I remember he used to, and once he put that hand on my shoulder, I was like, fuck.
That's tough.
So the
Only
fact
reason-
that you saying that about Dick Lovick,
Uh-huh.
I'm wishing him well. Obviously, we hope he alive, but like that, I be forgetting that COVID happened and a lot of
it's
people didn't make
possibility.
it.
He was already older when we were in high school. We're talking
Yeah.
10 years ago. So who really knows? But also, I've had two coaches pass away recently. So I just want to make sure Coach Lovick is cool.
So my coach from sophomore, Coach Stisu, he coached that 1 year. Then he went back to play pro overseas. He has like a program, like an AAU team. So it ain't him directly, but I followed and left a comment yesterday, and I'm hoping he probably don't run the account, but I'm hoping whoever runs it could forward the message, or maybe he does run it. But like, that was one of my favorite coaches of all time. Like, I really, that's what I said in the comment too. Like, man, this dude know what he talking about. Like, I appreciate him more than he know. Because when you're a kid, you don't understand. You know what I mean? He used to give me a like real tough coaching.
Yeah.
I used to be like, "Damn, how the fuck he on my back?" Like, I remember one time he came in the locker room one time, like mad as hell. We was losing. He slammed the shit. He said, "Fuck the game plan. If the next 3 games, if Pierre don't have a double-double, he not starting." And then as a kid, I'm like, the fuck, why I gotta have a double-double? Why the fuck I gotta have 20 and 10 and I must lose my starting spot? That's fucked up. But it's really like somebody cares about you enough to hold you to a certain standard to be great. But when you're a kid, you don't realize that. You think a motherfucker picking on you.
Yeah.
Back to the original story, though. I keep making eye contact with this man on the other side of bleachers, and I'm telling P, like, I think that's Coach. And he like, "Go ask him." I'm like, nah. And eventually I'm like, "All right, bet." Because if I don't, it's going to eat me alive. Because I began looking for Coach for a long time.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't know how to spell his last name. Like,
Not
I can
on
look him
Facebook?
on Facebook, and I don't know
I
how
don't
to
know how to
spell
spell that.
You couldn't look at the rosters?
Hey,
They don't have that shit
Mike,
for
I've
freshman
tried.
basketball.
Everything you would think,
Rosters?
everything.
No. If you
Oh,
go look
true.
No, they
at
have our rosters. It just has head coach.
Oh, okay.
That's
Oh, they
head
got your
coach.
roster?
Yes, they do.
I just tried to find my sophomore roster. They didn't have.
Anyway, I go up to him, I tap him on the shoulder. I'm like, "Hey, did you coach so-and-so, by the way?" He's like, "Wrong guy didn't coach there." And then I'm like, "All right, my fault for bothering you."
But he was a coach?
he was a coach
Okay.
somewhere. But he did have his ears pierced. He didn't have an earring in it. So I'm like,
he didn't have, I hate to use this word, he didn't have, the reason I knew, number one, I know how Coach Lovick face looked. But he didn't have that as that aura of swag. I started telling KB, Coach Lavick, we can laugh.
He used to put that shit on.
He used to have a leather jacket, one earring in. He had a pep to his step. He used to come to our practice. I don't know what he said in y'all practice. He used to come to our practice and be like, come on. They used to call me Andre for my first part of my last name. And they used to call me Andre the Giant. He was like, come in. You know, the assistant coach is a good cop. Come on, Andre, let's have a good practice so I can get up out of here and go with my girlfriend. You know what I mean? Hey, my girlfriend coming to the game tonight. He used to be that type of dude. He ain't had no wife or no shit. He had girlfriends. One game, this lady came. The next game, he had a whole different lady. He had a certain pimp style.
He was old school.
He was cool as hell.
This dude wasn't like that. Like this dude was living fucking in Elmhurst.
I remember
he was sat like this.
He also was there every day after that too. I saw him every single
I
day.
seen him yesterday.
Coach Lavick
you went
came
there
up to me.
He was like, I don't know what he does, but yeah, I did see him.
Did
He had
Bolingbrook
came
end
up
up
to
winning
me
the
after like
championship?
2 games.
I have no idea.
They got the final tonight.
He
Oh,
came up to
tonight.
me after like 2 games, and he's like, "You can shoot the ball, but defense, it comes from right here." And he pointed at me at my heart, and I'm like,
He was like, "Oh, you got titties too."
Back to New Year's resolutions. Let's get through the NBA New Year's resolutions.
Go ahead. I'm finna look up Coach.
Good luck spelling it, man.
"Yeah, I don't know how the hell he spell. I know how to spell the first name though."
Okay. Who got another New Year's resolution for a team?
I'll go Pacers. Become at least middle of the pack defensively for where they want to go, what they want to achieve. Especially when you're talking about them being a very underachieving team this year. I think one way they can get back to where they were last year is at least getting back to middle of the pack. Last year they were at least a middle of the pack defense. Now they're in the 20s. Let's get back up there.
When you was looking for him, KB, I'm sorry. Was you looking up Dick Lavick?
I did. Looked up Dick Lavick, Richard Lavick.
Okay.
I tried to spell because it wasn't spelled phonetically. It had like an H in the beginning,
Yeah.
HV or something. I remember just being
I thought
spelled
it was
different.
2 L's.
See, it was just something obscure. So I've tried.
I was just making sure you did Richard.
Yeah, I did Richard as well.
Oh, you was putting the first name.
I put Richard. I put basketball at the end, and maybe it was something. Maybe he had a news article written about him because he went to coach somewhere else. I did everything.
Who was the head coach for Dick Lavick? It was Richardson, right?
Richardson.
Yeah.
Y'all should hear Richardson.
Yeah, just hit him up.
Last time I saw him was last year.
Bro, I feel like I seen him. I feel like I
Zach
seen him somewhere not too long ago.
If you see him again, ask him about Coach Lavick, please.
Okay, I got you.
Because I found out that Mr. Wolf passed away, the
Oh,
soccer
really?
coach.
Damn.
But he passed away before COVID. So he basically when we left, he got sick, I guess. Anyway,
New Year's resolution.
New Year's resolutions. Philadelphia 76ers. Find a way to incorporate Paul George just a little bit more. When I watched him, I feel like Paul George's touches are either catch and shoot, which in theory is a good look for him, but so
Or he
far this season's
forcing
not.
ish.
Or he's like, my turn.
Yeah.
He really just kind of plays sideline with Tyrese and Joel Embiid do. They think, which is fine. It's one of the best two-man games. But I want to see Paul George just involved maybe a little bit more. Maybe they can get his juices flowing and he'll start to
You
hit
think
shots.
that could be
Crazy 'cause
more
at the
so
beginning-
like-
at the beginning of the season, I thought he was involved too much.
Well, was that before Joel
That was
Embiid got
before
there?
Joel, so he felt like he had to be Superman.
Yeah, but he had Maxey, and I was like, why is Maxey being used as a floor space? And now Paul George is essentially turned into the floor
You think that
space.
can come more to just like the, especially just once they consistently are on the floor, but just like staggering the minutes. So it's like, all right, you do kind of run the 3-and-D role for the first quarter, but you know when the second unit comes in, you're kind of leading them. So maybe it just comes down to them being on the floor to being a little bit more consistent, and that can help that. But rotations, I think, is definitely a big part of that. Just for shots to be there, they have to be like Joel Embiid probably is not on the floor for Paul George to really get going and stuff like that.
So now they played 152 minutes together. They have a net rating of about a 7, a little less than a 7, which is really, really good. But the offense is not great. It's really defensively that 3-man unit is killing it. The offense is less than league average, but the defense would be the best in the league if somehow they played all 48 minutes. So, we're talking 30 games to the season, but then you think they only played 100 minutes. So, like,
Yeah.
I'm willing to give, of course, them and Paul George a little bit more grace as they get into
Absolutely.
it. But if we come to February, we around the trade deadline, and Paul George still ain't turned it on, ahead a 7-game stretch where he looks like an all-star caliber player, then I think the ceiling of this team is a lot lower than we anticipated.
Yeah, if he's not playing at the level that they paid him to come in and for $50 million annually, this team's like a first-round exit.
That's a tough thing, man. Because they paid PG that money.
Yeah, and it's
Part of that-
and it's still only the first year of the deal.
The one that I had for Philly was that
Shout out to his agent.
Yes, for sure.
to understand that the pressure is kind of on the players at this point in time versus on the I feel like the front office is doing a good job.
Talking about 76ers still?
76ers, yeah, that the pressure's on the players at this point. The organization has done a decent job at least supporting, this is a decent team around Joel Embiid.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, they'd probably be about top 2 or 3 if they were healthy the whole year. But it's the players got to show up this time.
It's crazy. Joel Embiid never been in the conference finals.
Bro, that's
It's one of those stats that don't even make sense.
in my stream. That's all people say is just something new, just
I
like
saw
GTA
somebody-
6 before Embiid hits conference
I
finals.
saw somebody passed away. He lived to 100. So they were saying all of the things he's seen.
Former president, Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter. And they said all the things he lived through. And they was like, but yet he still ain't
I wonder
seen
how many
Embiid
other
make the
people
conference
that
finals.
applies
I'm like,
for it, but
y'all are
nobody just
crazy.
ever cares because it's not Joel Embiid.
Right.
Because it's definitely a lot
majority
of people
players
that's
have
not
been
hit
to
the conference finals.
But I guess they're thinking of that level.
The
He's on.
MVP
he's
level,
won
yeah.
MVP.
Let's see. Okay. Best player on every team, Donovan Mitchell, has been in the conference finals.
Has Russell Westbrook been back to the conference finals, or at least since he won MVP?
No, but
No.
he's been there. So
He's been there. He's been in the finals. It
Yeah.
is really good formative years. Tatum,
we ain't
obviously.
saying Embiid in the last 3 years or since he won MVP. We're saying ever.
Yeah.
Even Damian Lillard made it once. Damn it.
I mean, he's the only top 10 player without that. Except
Yeah,
for,
like
except for Shea.
he ain't like that one.
No,
he
I
ain't like that. I said even
said-
Damian Lillard made it. Darrick said.
Well, Zion's also in that category. Well, he's young.
What?
We going through best player on every team. I was just looking at the best player. on
Jokic,
every
yes. Luka, yes. Giannis, yes. Tatum, yes. Shea, no. Steph Curry, yes. Kevin Durant, yes. Anthony Davis, yes. Anthony Edwards, yes. Jalen Brunson. Did he?
What, Dallas?
Well, he
with
was
the
a backup.
with the Mavericks, right?
That shit don't count.
Wait, when did they make the conference?
They made the conference finals once before this year they made it to the finals. That
Yeah.
was 2021?
Who did they play against?
I got you.
You talking about the Mavericks?
Yeah.
They played.
The Suns.
Yeah.
Was it
Yeah.
the Suns?
That's the Suns. So yeah, Jalen Brunson's made it.
Yeah. Hey, even Jalen Brunson's made it.
I guess
Jimmy
so.
Butler, Jason Tatum, Jalen
No,
Brown.
this year they played against Golden State. This is Golden State's championship run. They lost
Oh,
4-1.
so did they beat Dallas? Yes, because they beat Phoenix because Phoenix laid the egg in Game 7 at home,
Yes.
and then they went on to play the Warriors. Absolutely, boom, we twit.
Getting your ass beat in a game 7 by 50 is insane.
At home.
At home.
And bro, that's got to be
Devin
so,
Booker's made the final.
so
like,
infuriating because, it's like you want that get back. You got to wait
Yeah.
all
Man.
summer. Think about it. It's going to sting, man.
you didn't got to forget about it because you ain't gonna get your get back in the regular season.
Shit going to piss me off because that's going to be the last thing people see. So they always going to bring that shit up.
The whole summer.
Oh hell yeah. You lost by 50.
You got to go on vacation. Literally, don't stay at home. Stay in the city. You got to leave.
Even when you go on vacation, some
I could deal with it on
people-
vacation, but the hard working blue collar people of the city, man, they don't want to see your ass at the grocery store at Whole Foods. Devin Booker talking about, you know where I could get the organic orange juice? Yeah, in Dallas. So you might as well just go home to Michigan. Go to Michigan, clear your mind, and they gonna be happy to see you because they don't see you often. But the people of the city gonna be mad.
For Detroit, I got fuck that first round pick, man.
Oh, okay.
Fuck the pick.
Yeah.
Talking
Might as well
spicy.
stay competitive.
Yeah.
Mine was do not draft no damn non-shooting small forward.
That's
You did
actually
that
a good
7
one.
times. You're done. You're done. Yeah, I'm top 10 protected pick, if I'm not mistaken. They got 5-6 years worth of lottery picks on the team right now. Let's focus on developing those and trying to get a birth of a playoff spot. Let's go into a win or go home scenario for the first time. Let's have some high stakes basketball for the first time and see what we really have.
Who could they buy? Who would y'all want to see them buy? What prototype of player? They went out and got shooting.
I would love for them to have.
Somebody else that you feel comfortable having the ball, right?
Think about the big spot.
Me and my dad talked about this yesterday. He was on the side of like Jalen Duren is a monster. And I was telling like he had some nights
never
he
put
is.
no
Some nights he
parlays
is.
on him.
Some nights he is.
Some nights he is a monster. Other nights it's the exact opposite of that. So I don't know. I would rather them stay competitive than be like, oh, we need one more lottery pick before we do that. Nah, just you know what I'm saying?
I got one for the Celtics. For the Celtics, I have The championship hangover is over. The championship hangover is over. Let's not remind the whole league who we are and let them have that dominant stretch that they had last season where they looked like the best team in the world and can't nobody fuck with them. I feel like right now, I mean, a lot of the teams that are above them are the Cavs and OKC. Those teams look really dominant and look like nobody can really fuck with them. The Celtics got to come out and remind everybody who they are and have that dominant stretch where they remind everybody.
I still look at them like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
even without the stretch.
I mean,
I feel like the opposite, where let the Cavs have the year of appealing. We are the champions. We don't think anybody can beat us in 7 games. That's the end of it. Like, I'm not going to break my – remember when the Warriors was doing it? Like, a lot of teams used to do that where it's like, let's win as many games as we can. Let's go out. Let's do all of that. Then it's like, let them have it. Beat us in the playoffs. You have to beat us in 7 games. Is there anybody in the Eastern Conference who you would pick against the Celtics in 7 games right now on December 31st? If me and you had to make a bet, not none of that, yeah. I'm fully confident, but I don't want to make no bet. You're actually going to put money down on it. Is there any team that they match up with the Celtics and you say, yeah, I'm putting 500 on them?
Not right now, no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just no way. I mean,
even as good as the Cavs is, I hate that for teams, but I still look at the Celtics like, bro.
It's also like, I still got to see how defenses adapt, especially in a 7-game series against a team that's just 5 outing the whole game. And they hadn't even really been healthy. Like, they've always had maybe 1, 2 things, like Drew Holiday been out.
Yeah.
And they've had stuff like that. So it's not like they've been at full capacity. And most of the time they're doing their thing. I think recently the shooting, I would say for my resolution was instead of the 52, 53 threes they take like 49, 50. I think their 3-point volume kind of defines who they are, like just how good of the skill level that they are, that they can outshoot you almost nights. Some nights it just really don't be falling, and they
so you want a certain level of aggression implemented regardless of the 3-point shooting.
Right.
Yeah.
Even then, when they be losing the 3-point battle, they still be winning.
That's
those
right.
games somehow.
Yeah.
So.
And I love what they're doing this year because I think Peyton Pritchard has taken a step as a player and in the confidence department versus last year. I think Queta, the big fella, I think he is like more of a player this year.
He's actually not getting as many minutes as he was before.
Well, Porzingis is. I feel like when he was getting his minutes, Porzingis
was out. But
yeah.
I thought he was going to be still like a solidified guy.
I thought he had taken Luke Cornett's minutes for sure.
Yeah.
And that
just hasn't really happened. I guess
he just maybe inexperience is the right word, but there are sometimes defensively he was like,
that's actually the perfect word.
Yeah. But also there's times defensively where you like, oh, that was nice.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like an inexperienced player.
Yeah.
For flasher here too. Because though he's been in the league for a couple seasons now, it ain't like he's been some minute-eating monster.
He really wasn't getting a lot of minutes with Sacramento.
And this is a different caliber of a team too. Like, Joe Mazzulla going to have a bottom line principle that, I don't have to play your ass if you can't do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Those really top caliber teams be kind of cutthroat.
Get some more minutes for Jared Walsh too.
Jordan.
I said Jordan Walsh.
Come on, man. You can't vouch for them before you say their name.
That's all the resolutions I got personally.
Now you got me looking up his name, make sure I ain't saying it.
No, it's Jordan.
It's Jordan Walsh. No, I remember him at Summer League too.
Jimmy Butler on if he wants to be in Miami. What do y'all think his response was?
If they want, I don't know.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna be something where we couldn't. You know what I'm saying? Like
he wasn't going.
You ain't got no resolution for the Grizzlies, KB?
I don't know.
I got one for the Magic.
Fire the people that's supposed to keep y'all healthy.
What's the one for the Magic?
That's the same one I have for the Pelicans.
I got the
Pelicans.
You got the full quarter, Jimmy?
Oh no. I did just get a notification though.
Oh, that's a good question. Who knows? I don't. But right now I'm here, so I'm going to make the most of it. It doesn't bother me at all. I love that. I thrive in that. It keeps the world wondering. It's good to be talked about, even better to be wanted. Jimmy Butler on if he wants to stay with the Heat.
So he wants to feel wanted.
Like all humans do.
Yeah,
did we talk about that? How did y'all feel about Pat Riley coming out and saying that? I don't ever think it's a good idea to play your hands. I don't think you need to play chess every single time, saying I want 4 picks when you really want 2. But also, you sure you don't want to trade Jimmy Butler?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You just told us last year.
That's why I said I'm a big believer in just like a lot of mind games be playing, because a lot of times it's like we're not gonna trade him, we're not gonna do this, and then all of a sudden 2 a.m. comes and it's a big trade package for the players.
Yeah,
so it's
he
like
probably also
I
just,
believe in a lot of mind games in this organization.
yeah, he also probably doesn't want the media to feel like Jimmy Butler's in control of everything, so he wants to make it seem like he's in control.
Okay.
And that
I like that.
just because Jimmy's demanding a trade, I'm not trading his ass.
I
Like,
like
that's what
that,
he's gonna publicly
D-Mills.
say.
That's
I like
a good
that.
point.
Yeah.
So,
They made that effort too with LeBron. It's like we gonna make sure people know LeBron don't run this organization still. We still the Miami Heat. We do what we want to do.
So honestly,
we not letting Jimmy
he
Butler
might fuck
do
around
that.
and not trade him just to prove that point that he still runs this organization. That
Is that
nobody's
a
gonna
good
come in here
thing?
and just
I
do
was
what
about
they
to
want.
say.
Just to hang
I
on
don't know
to
because
him
he
out
got
of
a player
spite.
option, so he could dip
He
and
could
you lose it
opt.
for nothing.
Or he can opt in. You still just got to pay him.
Yeah, that's true.
For the Magic, my thing was don't be dead last in 3-point percentage, but also bottom 20 and giving up threes as well.
Orlando Magic, you say?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that was the case for them. Their defense has been so incredible. I just kind of assumed they was doing a great job on the 3-point line.
No, I had looked it up and they were bottom 20 and like giving up threes.
My should just say pay Suggs.
They did.
Yeah, they did.
He got his max.
Oh,
He got a rookie max.
Right. They did at the very last second, right? It was like a
Yeah,
buzzer beat.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Patriots de Silva there.
Oh, they're going to. In 3 years, he's gonna get his. What about for the Wizards? No, I'm just joking. We can do that. We can do Unplugged.
You got any more, Mike?
I did have one for the Clippers. Basically, whenever Kawhi does get back, I feel like they shouldn't just treat him as like have his usage rate the same as it was, just like a healthy Kawhi. Obviously, they're gonna ease him in back in.
That's
but
what
I
had
think
too,
that
Mike.
James Harden should honestly continue to do what he's doing. Like watching their team now, it feels like they're just missing that one big wing that can kind of score for them, and that's honestly just what Kawhi kind of does.
Yeah, might as well just
Trust the
have
system.
have
Trust
him
the
ready
system.
for the playoffs. That's it. As long as you get in and you have Kawhi, just go out there and just give yourself a punch of chance. He's shown that if he's healthy during the playoffs, teams are fucking good once they get there.
Miss Kawhi Leonard hooping.
Me too. Y'all saw the commercial?
Yeah, I did finally get to see it. It was way more boring than I thought it was going to be.
Super boring.
Oh yeah, I told you. It was
but he
weak.
still did a lot.
That's
he
the most I've
usually
ever
does.
seen
Yeah.
him say in one sentence. So yeah, shout out to
You
him.
saw the Ty Lue story?
No.
He said he was mad at Boogie Cousins one time, and he didn't really want to play him. But he's like, man, I'm just tired of looking at it. Said. And Kawhi was like, Coach, just don't look at it.
Hell no. Sound like an alien. He don't understand like idioms and sarcasm. He's just
It's kind of like that story where Pat Bev was telling about Kawhi when he was like, Kawhi.
Have you been
was
holding
telling-
that cup this entire episode?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kawhi had wondering why
I
Ty
can't
Lue was,
put down the cup. I can't put down the cup.
I don't even know what that is.
I know. Sipping on Pro Methods.
Oh,
Just know that shit finna hit hard in our community. Just know you finna see that. They finna plaster that motherfucker around Twitter like a motherfucker. And it's gonna really hit hard because you have no idea. You don't have the slightest idea. Abigail gonna get your ass, boy.
yeah.
Abigail gonna get your ass.
I needed that one. Yeah.
Hey, whatever Abigail, I'm ready.
Come get him, Abigail.
He sound like
He's
Marcus.
ready.
He sound.
Wait, no, I need to know about that one.
Because, bro, it was
Back in
a
the
high
day,
school joke,
It
man.
used to say like, say somebody Malone, and then Malone Dick. That was the joke. Somebody went up to Mark and said, "Well, you heard about Malone? He said he ready to fight." He said, "I don't get no fuck, man. I'm ready to go whenever."
Don't even I don't give a fuck how big he is.
Motherfucker was ready for somebody he had never known existed, bro. He
could have been 6'7".
Let me not mess with bro, because he ready to fight anybody and everybody. Yes. Ready to fight anybody and everybody, regardless of the situation.
I know that shit was so funny because I know he got serious as hell.
He did. I remember we was on our way to we was on our way to gym class or some shit like that.
Unplugged. 2 minutes, because people were asking. I did end up losing in the
You did?
fantasy football championship.
Oh my God!
Oh no,
I thought
KB.
you won, man. I thought it looked like Mason was gonna win. I thought he shit the bed, and so when I saw the chat, I'm thinking,
Was
was-
Brady and Gibbs going against each other?
Yes.
Oh.
So it was a double-edged sword, right? Because if the Lions were up, then they were just going to give the ball to Gibbs around at the time.
Yeah.
And if the 49ers were down, they were just
were
going to air
gonna
it
pass it
out. So it was like I was up by 45 going into Monday Night Football. Purdy and Gibbs are running for him. I had nobody. And Purdy started off with 2 touchdowns
Yeah,
early. I'm like,
in the first
damn.
half too.
Okay. And Gibbs started off slow. Purdy threw a pick. I'm here. That's 1 pick. And then the fourth quarter, 6 minutes left, he threw a second pick. And now I'm up by 4 with 3 minutes to go. Jahmyr Gibbs got 1 more touchdown.
Oh.
And I'm like, fuck, second place. And I was telling my wife, I would rather finish dead ass last than finish the second
I was
place.
ready to come in here and say, "Hey, I ain't win it, but somebody on this."
Yeah, no, Mason got me,
panel
man.
did.
I had James Conner start. He played 1 quarter, gave me 1 point. So
I had.
it is what it is. I'll be back next year. Trust, and I'm winning.
I didn't even change my lineup for the Week 17 matchup, but
It didn't
Baker did have a better.
No, why you try to act like my championship run was Lemicky though?
Oh, I was trolling.
You really can't talk though. In that weak ass league, he said it. I didn't really realize you didn't make the fucking playoff.
I
in
got
a
off
league
to
that
such a
had
bad
Caleb,
start.
Yeah.
John,
Kyron had a better team than you.
Yeah, Kyron made the playoffs.
Kyron did better than you. Like from a GM perspective.
And he drafted CMC first one, like
Yes,
1-1, and he
yes.
still made the playoffs and everything.
So he drafted better than you. He managed his team better than you. Kyron's a better fantasy football player than you.
Well, no, I had a lot of injuries.
No, fuck that. Fuck that. His number 1 overall pick missed the majority of the year.
Gave him 3 weeks of.
Everybody had injuries. Probably want
I
to hear that
know.
shit.
When you start off 0-3,
That's
kinda hard
bad
to climb up.
GMing.
no, I couldn't control Puka getting hurt in the first quarter.
We
Kenneth
damn near had
Walker
to
got
twist
hurt
your
in the
nipples to get you to make a trade when you were 0-3.
You know
And I
that we
did.
didn't like
That's when I
doing
started
that.
to win games.
You should get us. Hey man, again, everybody team. I don't know one team. Who did you have an injury? If you didn't have one, you're gonna be affected by one because Tyreek Hill, quarterback, got hurt. So Tyreek Hill went on shift for
I didn't have
a
no
lot.
significant injury. I think my biggest injury was I had a running back.
Why CeeDee Lamb gets shut down during the playoffs? That's huge. Other than that, I was kind of injury free all season.
Was you?
Jaden Daniels got injured for like a week with his ribs.
I
And then he
had-
stopped running, but that was it.
I had injuries.
Yeah, if I would have made the playoffs, Alvin Kamara would have got shut down too.
Yeah.
And Kenneth Walker. So I would have.
Right.
So I would have literally
I thought
had no
this
backs.
was definitely my year because
You had a chance to trade Kenneth Walker at the peak too, and you just
this was my year, I thought. And I think I'm not going to be back because I think I drafted perfectly. And then I made a couple really good trades, and I still didn't win.
no. Yeah.
I got
Hey,
Jaden
Hey,
Daniels.
knock it the fuck out.
What you mean?
You sit up here and talking about this is my year because I drafted so good. You did a fucking trade with Austin.
You traded Charbonnet for Kyron.
Right. That was it.
No, I also had a really good draft. I drafted Jaden Daniels in the 11th. I drafted Brock Bowers, who's the number 1 tight end, in the 10th. That's really good
But
draft.
Kyron Williams did
For sure. I'm not saying that
Yeah.
that's the only reason I was successful.
without that. Because if we look at your team without the trade, I don't know if you were yet, brother.
But I made the trade.
Exactly.
So it's a good GM. You draft well, you make good trades.
Hey, I
Well,
was
you
saying,
woke up to that trade.
And I had to hit yes.
exactly.
Why they trying to discredit you?
I could
I'm
have
not-
held
I'm not-
on to the
I'm not-
assets like some
I'm-
teams in the NBA.
I'm not discrediting him. I'm just saying he highlighted something that wasn't as important as the other part. He said the draft. No, you credit yourself with that trade. That
But if
Austin
I
had.
don't draft Charbonnet, if I don't draft, who did I give you again?
I don't even remember.
Oh,
Oh,
Chuba
fuck
Hubbard.
that.
Zay
Fuck
Flowers.
that
and
trade. That's the one we talking about.
both trades was elite for me.
That's the one we talking about.
Either way, if I don't draft those dudes, I got those dudes in the 14th to 15th
Based
round.
off what he gave you, I think without that draft, you get them. He would give you him for whatever.
I didn't remember the full details of the trade.
Right?
Yeah.
Who else did I give you? Devonta Smith.
Why y'all say Devontae Smith?
It's Devontae.
I've never watched him play. So I couldn't even
Devontae
tell
Smith, man.
you. Devontae Smith had a really good season, yeah? Fuck, you supposed to say yes, nigga. Oh, okay.
he
So
was
you
hurt.
got the concussion like the week after I traded him to you. Either way, Zay Flowers, good draft pick. Charbonnet, good draft pick for what it was. He was a handcuff. He was a handcuff running back, right? So he's the backup. When the running back one go down, boom, he step in. He had 3 straight weeks. It made him think that Charbonnet was that guy.
And
That's
you
good drafting.
And you traded him, and then Charbonnet went to shit.
He gave him like 2-3 weeks. Yeah, he won back-to-back. He was like 0-4.
And I was so glad you was in our league because I remember last year when we had one, all you did was talk about this, that, and the third. Your ass was weak. My team literally got injured. You don't have a mic, but your ass is weak. Your ass is weak. The trade you did was weak as hell. The draft, the product you picked was weak as hell. Same thing with Smalls. Smalls had a late resurgence, but Smalls did a lot of
You
talking.
got Garrett
He
Wilson in
definitely
that trade?
did.
Yes.
I did get Garrett Wilson in that trade.
Holy
Tyron
shit.
Williams and Garrett Wilson
for Devontae Smith and Charbonnet.
Fuck up out of here, man. And he talk about he an expert. I would have did this and that. Man, how you doing that? He had to live show argue with fans about Kyler Murray and Dak and all this shit. Just football encyclopedia, but can't fucking draft.
Well, what we were saying before you got here, if Smalls plays Devontae Adams in week
He's
1
in
of
the
the playoffs,
championship.
not
He
only is he
wins.
in the championship, he wins.
Oh yeah.
He wins by
Oh,
30.
yeah.
He
wins by 30.
destroys the
Oh
rest
yeah.
of the pool.
Oh yeah. Oh
So,
yeah.
That's why fantasy football is so fun, though.
I remember being in
One
stream.
day-
And
I
I
don't
was
be
like,
doing
Smalls,
no-
you starting him? I don't
be
know.
doing
What was
no
his logic?
research. I just be
He thought
drafting on
DJ Moore
vibes.
was for
DJ
some
Moore
reason.
had gave him like 3 weeks of really good play. And he was like, and you know, Aaron Rodgers stinks at the end of the day. He sucks. So it's like, I don't trust him. I didn't even play Garrett Wilson for majority of the
I
season
try to
for that
trade.
reason alone.
Nah, because that probably.
Yeah, no.
Mike is.
I try to trade. I try to send him Baker Mayfield early in the season. He said I was asking for too much, but I was telling him he needed a QB.
Yeah. All right, that's the end of the fantasy football. Shout out to everybody that played.
Man, I'm ready for
They'll
next.
be
It
back
was so
next year.
fun. I'm
Next
ready
year.
for next year.
Yeah,
I
I'm
feel like we're
excited for
going to be
next
all
year.
more
Me
prepared.
too.
Yeah, I'm,
We're gonna have to do one of them events where we do like challenges to see who get the draft order.
I'm not against that. And we also should have implemented last place has to do something. We didn't do it this year.
Who was last place?
John.
The
Oh,
last
yeah.
place has to drink out the shoe.
You can't convince him to say yes to that now because he didn't agree to it before the season started. But we need to have something set.
Yeah.
Last place does this.
You know how
First
hard
place
it is
does
to be in
this.
last place?
He made a stinky trade.
Yeah.
Like
What was
with
the
like
trade
and
again?
right before the deadline, he gave away Jonathan Taylor to Smalls for nothing. Just gave him away.
nothing.
And I had been in his DMs for 5 weeks straight, sending him real
Caleb
players.
held on to Justin
And the commissioner
Jefferson
just be
and did
pushing
nothing.
it through, huh?
Yeah.
He literally just held on to Justin Jefferson. And I was trying to get Amari Cooper once that trade happened. Amari Cooper went on shit, but still.
They all
I
donated
thought
the
they had
$100 though.
potential.
They all
I
donated the
hate
100.
that about our league where like guys do stupid trades and you got guys who do nothing. It's like there's a fine line. You can make a good trade.
I mean, Mason won this by making a couple really small
Me and
good
him
trades.
made some good made a
So
good
shout out to
trade.
Mason. He won what? He was 9-8 going into the playoffs. Had a good Cinderella run, and now he's a champ.
I told
Shout out
Kyron,
to
I
Mace,
told all
though,
them
man.
higher seeds, somebody at the bottom was gonna win. It was gonna be upsets because
Yeah.
it's just like it's fantasy
just-
football.
yeah.
I just didn't see
Your team isn't
Terrence
gonna,
losing ever.
Yeah, your
I
team
thought
ain't
Terrence
go-
had
yeah.
it too, though.
It's gonna be hard for your team to dominate for that long. Like it's just football. Like you can't just dominate for that long.
You get a tweaked ankle, a concussion, or something. Somebody just has a stinker. Didn't Cooper Kupp get like 0 points for somebody in the playoffs this year? Who had Cooper?
I
this year?
believe so. Yeah, I forgot.
So,
No, reset Cooper Cup.
but he was in
Reese
the
in the play-
playoffs. though,
oh,
right?
yeah.
But he's like a lower seed. But either
Low
way,
as hell.
Yeah.
seed.
That's enough for the fantasy football. It's time for book club talk, y'all.
I'm happy, man.
Hopefully everybody read part 1. If you haven't, I recommend pausing this and going to read your 48, 42 pages. For the people that have not been keeping up, NOTB/Enjoy has a book club. The first book is The Ancient Generation by Jonathan Haidt. And we're going to have our first discussion, man. This feels so fun to do. Everybody caught up on their reading, right, Mikhail?
Yes, sir. I don't know why you got to add. I like reading.
I didn't say you didn't. You was just the last
You
person
were
to
the
finish.
one in the group chat saying you didn't read.
Yeah, that's all. You was the last one to finish. Me
I'm
and
saying
Darren
that-
got it done immediately. We was knocking it out. But so I want to talk about it amongst each other, but we do have fan-led questions too for other people that are in the
Let's
book club.
start off with the question so
Okay.
that we don't repeat anything.
The first one. What do you guys think of the 4 fundamental reforms that Haidt proposed? What changes would you make? And this is from Comp MVP. Now, the 4 changes that he proposes for kids. No smartphones before high school. No social media before 16. A phone-free school. So when you get to school, you put it in a bag, you put it in a closet, whatever. And far more unsupervised play and childhood independence. I thought that 4th one was the most interesting part. He basically just talked about how nowadays we've made this assumption or this observation. Y'all walk around the Plex and there's no kids outside.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. I live in a cul-de-sac where every single house has kids between the age of 4 and 18, and nobody's outside other than the one dude that plays basketball. He's shooting in his driveway. So he's saying, hey, kids learn more by being around other kids in person, and let's have them not be on social media because that can impact their confidence level, their empathy level, and all of these type of things.
The last one kind of, how do I put it? It didn't scare me, but it shook me up a bit because I know who I am as a person, and I know how I'll be with my kid. He's right. Like, we did have a lot of, he didn't say being outside, KB. He said unsupervised.
Yes.
That's going to be, and it makes sense. And he does say in this book, like, all of these things aren't to be, like, implemented to an extreme. Like, anything needs to be a balance. But it's like, I'm already knowing me and who I am as a person. I'm going to want to supervise my kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The world is a very different, crazier place than when we was there and we was around. So I don't know how much I'm going to be able to implement the last two. I want my kid to go to a school that's going to have a lot more focus and infrastructure than putting away the phone. You know what I'm saying? But I think the biggest one for me out of those four is the no social media before 16. I think that is something that I agree with. And not only do I agree with, for my own kid where I can implement and structure for their entire life, that is one that I, highlighted and that I am going to be very proactive with when my time comes to be a parent. I don't think I want my daughter or my son to be exposed to social media and the likes and dislikes and comments and having that before 16, personally.
That was a big thing for me, especially having like siblings. And my sister, she's 20 or not 20. She's 7 years old and she's always on her iPad and like it's a constant thing. And like the last time she was at my house, I was damn near explaining to them, and this is before I ever read this part, I was like, the iPad is taken away from you, like from a knowledge wise, from like you, from a smart sense of that way. And they were all like, yeah, I don't even want to be on my iPad. So I think just being open with them and just letting them know that like, yeah, it is entertainment, but at the same time, it's not really good for you. It's like having too much chocolate, having too much, like, there's obviously side effects that come with it. And I think just letting them know, it kind of opens up their minds to it. And do I expect my sister to never be on an iPad again? No, but I expect like at least being knowledgeable of it. It can help her in the long run.
Yeah, it's like when you give a kid an iPad, it's like opening up Pandora's box.
Yeah.
Because basically that is what they're dialed into. Or like, so for Christmas, your fiance got Avery, it's not an iPad or a tablet, it's a Leapfrog.
Yeah.
Like I had a Leapfrog when I was a kid, but
Same.
it looks like a tablet. It's basically the same thing. So she got these informational games and I guess some episodes of the Leapfrog show are installed and all of that. And even in that, this thing that's supposed to be super, super educational, what I found out in the 5 days she had it is that when she's on it, that's all she does. That's all she cares about. So we've already implemented limited amount of time on the educational part of an iPad. This not even accounting for what YouTube the kids be on or TikTok. This is literally, hey, here are your ABCs. Sing them with me.
Yep.
But she's so zoned in that if you call her name 3 times, she's not even paying attention. So it's like, hey, here's 15 minutes of this, and then you're done for the day.
Well, I think
let's go back to playing with the actual toy.
That kind of goes into what he was talking about in terms of just like these electronics and just technology in general that's getting advanced. So it's like, yeah, we're taking in kids to it into consideration. We're trying to help them learn, and we'll make sure it's not all for fun. We're gonna have our education on there, but it's still taken away from like a lot of social aspects that we need to develop. Just communication skills and talking skills and stuff like that we don't really get from kind of being sucked into a game. And I feel like I relate to a lot of this stuff. Obviously, being on the game a lot and stuff like that. Like, I feel like that part, not blaming it on the game, but like it's part of the reason why I would probably prefer to be inside than have outside social activities and stuff like that. Like, it connects to a long way.
What year were y'all born?
1997. So
6.
I swear we have the middle ground. We have the middle ground.
He kept bringing up the 1995 cutoff.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I immediately thought, like, I'm a 1995.
Damn.
When we talk that right there. So, like, that is like this inside joke or whatever in, like, the community. And some of the shit that he was saying in the book, it made a little bit more sense. I used to be like, y'all be trying to call me Unc, but it's like, y'all 2 years younger than me.
Yeah.
But it is like this little closeness gap.
So he says, this book tells a story of what happens to a generation born after 1995, properly known as Gen Z, the generation that follows millennials. Some markets tells us that Gen Z ends with the birth of 2010 or so on, yada, yada, yada. Basically saying that we are this group of people between this age of 95 to like 98. We have had like both worlds.
Yes.
Where majority of us grew up without cell phones, without iPhones, or without smartphones, without social media. But also earlier in our formative years, our teenagers is when it became popular. So we've known the world without this, but also we now see the world.
I think
with
about the times. I think about it all the time when I didn't need my phone and stuff like that. Like,
I went years, like our first 2 years of high school, I didn't have a smartphone.
it was a time where I
I
left
had to
my.
be on Wi-Fi.
I didn't have a phone until like 8th grade.
It was a time in high school I left my phone in my locker, and this is over the weekend. I didn't care.
think about it,
I
right?
didn't even really care until I got. And this was I damn near had a flip phone at this time,
Yeah.
or it was like maybe a sliding phone. But it's just like couldn't do that in today's age.
So
yeah, he had a. Oh, you want to go?
go ahead.
Now he had a point in this book that I thought was interesting. He also said like there was a time where like the tablet made parenting, like parents had this mental realization that if I give this kid this tablet, I now get a few hours of silence, and therefore it just made parenting more lazy. But it's also like the parents felt rewarded because like they found something that could really distract the kid. But in actuality, you're actually hurting the kid by just giving them a tablet and letting them just sit there and focus on it for so
It's a
long.
one-time purchase babysitter.
Yes.
You can
That's
like
what it is.
you can give a kid a tablet for 2 hours and they won't say a fucking word. Like obviously you're not monitoring what they're doing, but if you really wanted peace and quiet, a lot of parents end up doing that. And one of the questions we're gonna get to is about parenting, so we're gonna get to that. So y'all mentioned the no social media before 16. I think that's the one that makes the most sense for me. Now, I have family member through my wife that I don't know if, so they're older, but basically these 4 steps, or 3 of these 4 steps, they implement it for their kids.
The only one is what? Don't go to the school?
Phones free schools.
It's hard to. I'm
Double
gonna
Fs.
find a school.
yeah.
Then it's like.
But they didn't have smartphones before they were in high school. The oldest girl is now 16, and she just got on Instagram. And then they did like both of them did like Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts. We're gonna do all the different clubs that our school owns. And I honestly will say those 2 kids that I'm referring to, they feel more, maybe mature is not the right word, but able to keep a conversation more than we got people in the family that's also the same age that just can't hold a conversation with anybody their own age or an adult.
Yeah.
Like Sammy is his name. Sammy is now, he's about to go to high school. He's about to go to St. Pax actually. Me and him actually talk. He's half of my age. Me and him talk fantasy football. Me and him talk now books because I guess I'm starting to read stuff. But like I don't know another 13-year-old in my family where I feel like I can sit down and have a full conversation with. And I truly do believe that some of these steps that his parents have incorporated are the reason for that. Like he just got a phone like at 13.
That's something I'm definitely, because I was been talking to my mom or just been like kind of hitting my mom like some type of like thing for my sister, because my sister always calls me on like Facebook messengers or something like something at least communicate.
Ari do the same thing.
But just something simple. It don't gotta have like all the apps and stuff on it. And so I'm trying to push for that for her, but it's also like she really don't need a phone at the same time.
I think
She's
one
at that age still.
I can't get to is the phone-free schools. When you think about what goes on in schools nowadays,
had
the
to.
worst case scenarios,
Yeah,
like a lot of people, if you don't have your phone, like as heartbreaking as it is when the scariest shit happens in schools, y'all know what I'm referring to, not being able to communicate with your kid or not being able to communicate with you is the scariest shit of all time.
Yeah.
If that thing happens to break out, God forbid, and they have to try to run to a closet to get the phone to text mom that I'm okay or yada, yada, I can't get behind that one.
I feel that. 100%.
I don't know how you monitor that other than saying that, hey, put the phone in this closet and at the end of 9th period, come back and get it.
I'd be lying to say, like, as someone who has a sister, like, in that type of age range, I think about this shit all the time. There was literally an incident, and this is at one of our old schools, where they had to contact the parents because they said basically they have all these doors are open, basically to get into the school so they could start. One of the doors was just left open by a chair because somebody forgot to take the chair in. So they had to put a big report, and they changed everything where it's one door where they going now. So it's just stuff like that. It's scary to think about, but you have to think about it in today's age.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought one thing he said in there also I thought was kind of crazy. He said that he told a story from the perspective of this woman who had a daughter, and the lady, the woman was saying that she put restrictions on her stuff, and like the daughter would find ways around it. And one day she went on her mom's phone and deactivated it completely. And then she told her mom if she does that again, didn't she say she would
kill herself?
She would kill herself.
What do
and
you
I was
call
like,
that?
that's, I mean, manipulation.
Well, that
threatening.
sounds like an addiction.
Yeah, it's an addiction.
For sure.
And it's like, that's scary that her teenage daughter, I think it was a teenager, I
Yeah,
don't remember the age, but like her teenage daughter knew how to hit her mom hard where it was going to hurt. And to say that to where she now puts her mom in a corner where she feels like,
This is the
I don't
only
even know what
option.
to do.
Yeah, this is the only option. Because what do you do? I mean, you gonna call the bluff and see
Yeah,
if she
see-
like this? There's no way you can do it other than saying, "All right, we have to accept it." In that same story, she did mention that the kid goes to a 6-week summer camp,
Yes,
and in that 6
completely
weeks,
different
she's the
person.
perfect person. She doesn't care about the smartphone, but as soon as she gets back to being able to have access to that phone, she shuts down. Anxiety, this, all of these other emotions. And they also had the similar story with a boy
with video games.
with video games
Yes.
during the pandemic. They got him a PlayStation or whatever it might have been, and
He had a little special needs too.
they said,
I believe he had
Autism, right?
Autism.
yes,
Okay.
autism.
but they allowed him to play the game a lot because that was the only like social interaction you could really get during COVID, and that's basically what his life turned into at a young age. Which, we're all gamers. Hell, half of this podcast, I don't know if there's been 100 episodes, a single episode we did not mention gaming.
Yeah.
2K, Marvels, like
I'm
we are
honestly-
gamers at heart.
Don't know what's wrong with my wrist. One of the things I have to think about is
Crap with
Playing
some
the
guy
game.
playing
I
the
know.
game.
playing the game.
Yeah.
Either that, being on the mouse at my PC, or sleeping on it the wrong way. But I don't have a memory of saying, "Oh man, I landed on my wrist wrong." I don't know.
KB, I heard, man, I was ashamed. Last time I was streaming, somebody said they was switching the controller because keyboard and mouse be hurting their wrists, man. I was
There's a
ashamed.
streamer I watched that like he wears this full brace when he's gaming because he games so much. that,
Carpal
like,
tunnel could
he
get so
has
bad
carpal
that you
tunnel.
got to get surgery.
Yeah,
So,
it's kind of crazy.
you
All right,
know.
let's get to the next question. This one comes from Cloudy Father. As a content creator with a younger audience, do you guys feel that you are a part of the rewiring? What are some tips you guys have for consuming content in a healthier way?
No. What's his name?
Cloudy Father.
I'm not the part of the rewiring. Not as a content creator. I'll be a part of the rewiring, like he said in the book. I have to start in my household with my kids, and everybody kind of got to do that. At the end of the day, I don't raise your kid. You know what I mean? Content creators and outsiders shouldn't raise your kid and be responsible. The only thing that I can do is read a book like this, speak about it, and hopefully the things we talk about can ignite some influence. But at the end of the day, I think real change happens in the household of the parents who is responsible. So my change in the rewiring is to make sure that I read this information.
And
It doesn't go in one ear and out the other. And I start in my home, and then it'll have a trickle effect. If me and Darrick have two sons, right, who kind of live in a similar way, then if Christian's son comes and hang with us or hang with our two sons, his sons by default will get rubbed off on in a positive way where it's like, oh man, they don't have their phones that much, or they playing baseball and playing sports, so I want to go play with them. And then everybody it's the same way of the opposite. How did the phone shit happen? A couple of people had them at school. Somebody, another kid, one-on-one. Then you have a friend group, and the kid, KB, don't have his phone the first 2 years. And he's like, man, but Dad, Darrick, and Mike got one. So that's how I think about rewiring it, because I think, again, it happens at home.
Yeah, that's right on point. Like one of the questions I just wrote down, just thinking as I was reading the book, is like, do we expect companies to ever kind of evolve and say, we're going to take 100% of the consideration into these kids and to affect our
No,
products?
that's why he compared it to tobacco.
Yeah, no, I don't think they ever
Yeah.
will.
And then
it would have to be legislation to make them do anything.
And then it comes back to, is it on the companies or the parents to kind of do due diligence to take care of their own damn kid? And at this point, it's on the parents to.
Yeah, and that's kind of why he said that parents are lazy because they're not gonna do it, and these companies know that. So why would they legislate it or do anything to try to prevent it? Because they know they're gonna make money off of it regardless. Because parents want those hours of silence where they could just give their kid a tablet.
Yeah, being a content creator during like reading this is kind of interesting though, because my personal paycheck is attached to how often people watch my videos. Like in the grand scheme of it all, like I'm not salary based. My YouTube check is who watched, how long did they watch, how many ads did they sit through. So it is weird to see this, but like when it says that what are some of the tips that you guys have for consuming content in a healthier way, the tip that I keep giving, and now I'm on a 23-day streak, is having one of those blockers that limits how often you can open up those social medias.
Bro, it's the best thing ever.
It really, so you on it too?
Yeah, I've been, let me see what the streak said, but a prime example is, was it yesterday? Yesterday, I went out to eat with Elena, and usually for just by habit, I pick up my
table and open the phone.
I pick up my phone, scroll through Twitter. I did not do that once during that little hour or so date or whatever, where we was just getting some food, and I kind of just recognized it. And I'm like, it's probably that app that I just don't even have that habit to check anymore. Really.
It's liberating in a way, because now you feel like you found so many hours in a day.
Yeah.
Like you think about how often you are scrolling through social media, whether it be Twitter, TikTok, or Instagram. If you tell yourself, okay, I'm giving myself 50 minutes a day.
Hey,
50 minutes is still a long time.
I might tell my mom to get this for the kids.
It can really be life-changing.
I might get them for the kids.
They're going to really struggle with it, but I feel like it's going to be beneficial in the long run.
Look, they can live through it.
For sure.
But that's a conversation. I don't know what's in this deck that I want to bring up.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are going to read this and see the information in here. But I think the other part of the conversation and the perspective is there has to be a commitment. So when I say the first one of not having a phone, I'm already knowing, even though I don't have the kid yet, I'm already knowing that's a commitment I'm ready for.
Mm-hmm.
Parents have to, like Darrick said, some people get an iPad to raise their kid. So you might read this and be like, damn, but there's a commitment, because you don't just take the iPad and then you just sit there and stare at the wall like this. That means as a
You have to
parent,
feel that time still.
yeah, you have to probably set the tone, because now it's going to make you get off your device. You're probably going to have to play a fucking board game, make a puzzle, go to the park more.
And I just think that makes y'all closer as son or daughter and mom.
I
or
agree
whatever.
1,000%. But that has to be a commitment from a parent and from a younger
100%.
parent who, a lot of these people that we talking to right now that's asking these questions, they were born after 1996.
Mm-hmm.
So they are a part of the generation that their kids are going to, so they're going to have to create new habits for themselves and rewire themselves. A person like me, I'm on the phone because I have a work, but I don't, this shit don't do nothing for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's but what about the people who don't be on this shit more than us, not for a job? But they read this, so they're going to have to do a double. They got to rewire themselves, and then they're going to have to make sure they not even rewire, but not allow the kids to get into the. So it's going to be a lot of work, but I think the hard reality is that it's going to be a real commitment. You don't just snatch an iPad out of a kid's hand and be like, man, that's going to solve it. It's like, no,
No,
you're going to have to do some real fucking
You gonna
work.
find out. You ever seen a kid bored kids? They gonna let you know they bored.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
And that's why I said what I said to him. It's it just started in the house. You know what I mean? I'm a firm believer is I think I'm past the generation of hitting. But I'm still not, I'm not and never will be past the generation of accountability and responsibility. Where hey man, you gotta do what you gotta do as a kid. This is what it's gonna be. If you don't do what you gotta do, there's repercussions, because that's just the way life is. But I'm never gonna be a person or a parent where a kid just do whatever the fuck they want to do. I just don't believe in that. I'm not friends with kids. You my kid. My responsibility is to not be your friends, to be a parent. You're going to have 1,000 friends in the world. I'm just not going to, unfortunately, be one of them, because a parent is more serious.
So let's talk about parenting, because that's what this last question is from. It's from Strawbee49584362. What a username. To the fathers of the group, based on reading part 1 and hearing how girls suffer the most from social media outlets, what are your plans to help prevent these actions happening with your kid?
I think one thing is also, for me, is limiting phone access, not really making it a priority. Teaching her there's other things you could do with your time other than being on your phone, being active, going outside, doing activities that keeps their mind engaged and having fun without having to use screen time. I think that's going to be very important. And I just think keeping the young girls away from the way society has portrayed women and make them think they need BBLs and they need likes in order to feel confident within themselves. All that stuff plays a part in the insecurities and the depression and all those mental disorders that people can go through. It happened to men too, but in this book it's showing you evidently that it affects women at a way higher scale than it affects young boys. So,
Can I ask you a question?
yeah.
Because you have a daughter, this is for KB too, because you actually have, me and Mike will have kids, so we can chime in. But
We got siblings though.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
we kind of have that type of relationship.
I don't have kids that I've made, but I have kids. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? Ari get taken care of. Like, she's my own. My youngest sister, Jador. Hell, even EJ.
Mm-hmm.
They like, but regardless, when you say that, it's all the right things. But because I have to be here and show the full picture, have you thought about, because this is very important, have you thought about the reality of the world, right, where we have these things that we want to implement and we're going to implement and do, but the other side of that is them going to school and everybody else.
So that was what I was going to say. You have to be okay with being the outlier.
Yeah.
You have to be okay with your baby girl not being the popular kid.
Yeah.
And I guess there's a world where you can do both, but reality is the popular kid is usually the girl that gets the most likes. It's going to be,
even if she is popular, she's going to be attracted to. She's going to be the one that doesn't. She's going to be left out of something.
During this whole reading, I'm just the whole time I was thinking about a connection from a movie I just watched, and it was called Heretic. But in the movie, basically the common theme is like free will, and the guy brings up the idea just of like free will is not as free will as you think it is, because basically as soon as we're brought into the world, we have so many influences on us that even if it seems like it's our choice, it's just naturally because like that's the way life is. That's the way how like we perceive it to be. I kind of made the connection just with how I guess it would be with the community or with school. It's just like, even if I was, say you did have your daughter wasn't on Instagram until she was in high school or something, or even middle school, she's going to get to middle school and probably about 90% of those people are going to be on Instagram. So it's like, how do you prevent that without, again, the influence of the outside, you know?
And then they're probably going to come home and
ask,
feel
beg.
What was you about to say?
Maybe go behind your back.
Because I think he brings up like overprotecting too could be a reason to where like, hey, my dad might say I might have Instagram, but I got this little burner account. I got this sneak account that like he might not know of or whatever. Like, it's so many ways to access these that it's almost you can't get rid of it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy it might sound. They might do it outside of the house. They might find a way to do it. But when they're in your house, they're not going to have access to it, really.
Yeah, what I was thinking is just like being okay with being the outlier and kind of hoping that she finds people with like-minded parents, I guess. Right? Like if we raise our daughters together, which is the goal, and we have similar goals in mind, boom, they locked in.
Yeah.
Neither of them have Instagram until they're 16, 17. They can confide in each other in that. They don't have to worry about a Trinity, whatever. They got all the superstar likes and follows, because I know Ivy and Avery are going to be like this, where they can do these together.
And with the internet now, so many weird men on there too. Like, is no boundaries. Like anybody could just talk. Anybody can just talk to your 16-year-old daughter.
I be thinking that when I see my sister on Roblox, I be like, who the hell is actually in this room?
That's
right
what we
now?
tell Ari all the time.
Right.
Like, don't say nothing, because that's an old man. We just tell her, even though if it ain't, we want her to believe that that's an old man. But this is so crazy about this shit where it's so creepy, bro. And I'm gonna be brutally honest, right? Hypothetically speaking, right? We've all seen some OnlyFans shit. You know, if you go on OnlyFans, right, you can get turned on, whatever. We just being just honest, right? The biggest step back that I ever see when I've been off into that shit. Why is this attractive woman got a Girl Scout fucking suit on? That don't do shit. That doesn't do what you think it does for me, because I'm a regular dude. But there's a dude that's watching that and that's tipping to have this grown ass woman put on a fucking kid suit and be sexy in it. Yeah. I see shit like that and be like, bro, you just lost me. But it goes back to what you said, that there's a big portion of the world on why they doing that. They're not the OnlyFans people or whatever you want to, whoever's selling sex, when they're doing something, it's because there's a big market that is buying that. You know what I mean? Nobody's doing some shit that don't make money. Right. But like when you say that's one of the things where I think when people talk about creepiness and creepy shit, everybody just think of like a super weird looking, person or some shit. But it's like, no, it be levels to this shit also, where it's like, yeah, I open up Twitter and it's an OnlyFans girl or somebody trying to look sexy and they got a kid's outfit on. It's like, to me, that shit is super weird.
Yeah.
that's like this shit is it gets it's so in depth with how weird the shit is. But I agree with what KB said though, as far as like that was even the first part of what I was saying on the first question of just like if you set the tone in your household and you instill, because if you do this from the beginning, your kid is going to have a certain level of confidence in them already, because this is how we do shit. Kids don't know nothing but what goes on in their crib. That's why when you go to school and you run into somebody and they doing racist shit, it's like, damn, you can only imagine what they doing at home because they only repeating what they seen. So if you set that standard and instill confidence in your kid, and when they have a friend come over, this is how we do shit over here.
Yeah.
And then you might, you rub out, and then like y'all got your two daughters and they tied in. So whenever that third person come along, this is how we do shit. It can work in a reverse way, where the same way where if you're the only kid that ain't got a cell phone, you can feel left out. If you're the only kid on your cell phone, you're gonna feel stupid.
So there's two more points I want to make. The first one is this whole thing that we're talking about, the parenting aspect. It's gonna have to take both parents, right?
Yeah.
So like, this is a conversation I just had with my wife, because again, I got the app that limits my screen time. She doesn't, and she does spend a lot of time scrolling. So I just think that like, it's the same thing about setting an example with anything. If one person is doing it and the other person is not trying to set these boundaries, then the boundaries don't exist.
Yeah.
If you have both parents, it's a two-parent thing. So that's something we got to work on. But I also think that the graphs that's in this book are so fucking telling, bro, and it's kind of sad. So the first graph on page 24 talks about major depression amongst teens. And since 2010, girls have had a 145% increase in depression, and boys have had a 161% increase in depression. Meaning that in the past 8 years, last 8 years, most kids have had one major depressive episode.
Damn, how long did it take you to read them 48 pages?
I didn't have a highlighter, so I didn't
just
highlight.
trying to find. Yeah.
Hey man, you gotta have a highlighter.
I didn't feel like
dog.
going to Walgreens.
I didn't have no highlighter. I had a real. I don't got my book with me. You should see the marker I had. It was kind of bogus. I ain't gonna lie.
The next one is mental illness amongst college students. Since 2010, 132% increase in anxiety amongst college kids.
Yeah. Depression
Depression up 160%. ADHD up 72%. And even some of the other ones like bipolar disorder, anorexia. Anorexia's up 100%. That's schizophrenia up 67%. These are all like very scary numbers. And they're
start at
making their
home.
point. 2010 is like the opening of social media and smartphones being in everybody's hands,
really
and so
is,
on
though.
and so forth. So
Yeah, I think it's crazy because like I think he said 2015 was the death of the play-based childhood, and then after that it became phone-based childhood.
When we
and I
were
think growing up we saw that because we graduated in 2015,
Yes.
and we saw the immediate decline after we graduated of people being outside. Like we literally witnessed it.
We spent literally like a whole summer just like every day. What was it? We had one friend who had a car. We would meet up like damn near every day.
Yes, and just go outside.
And I would say literally to about senior year, I felt like we were still going outside and still hanging outside. I mean, that's when I literally got my first job.
And I think it's also because we already talked about part one. And part two, I'm sure he's going to talk about the impact of the pandemic and how much that changed some things. But yeah, before the pandemic, when we were teenagers and stuff, like you saying, we went out every day that summer. John rode his bike to my house, and we got in Mariah's car, and we just did shit.
Yeah.
We did, like no plans. Let's just go to. She got a car. I got 10 to the tank. Let's go just drive around. Go to a park. It's midnight and the park is closed, but let's go get on the swings. Just random shit like
But
that.
one of my summers, and this is I think freshman going into sophomore, I would ride my bike up to the YMCA. And y'all know that shit was far as hell.
It's a far one.
I'd ride my bike up there, hoop for several hours.
Get back
and
on that bike.
No, my mom would pick me up because she would come to the gym after work. And that was my summer. Literally like every day. So it was
That's
like
freshman and sophomore year, right?
something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and we used to skateboard every day damn near. We used to go outside and just skateboard.
That's the best part about this book, though, is like reading it. And obviously, you need your references and the graphs that make it factual. But I read the book, and like even without all of that shit, I was able to know that that's a fact.
Yeah.
Because I lived in that time. Like y'all
Facts.
graduated 2015, I graduated 2013. I was there. I lived through all of that. So when he's saying, this is the cutoff, or this when everybody got their phone, I could sit back and like, damn, yeah, this is when everybody got this is when Instagram first started. Like, yeah, I was a freshman. Yup, this is when shit pop. So that shit is different. But I also realized that like this book just it continues to just show. Shout out to my parents, man, for having sex when they did, because born at the right damn time.
I feel like
man. I love when I was
really
born. I
time.
love being a 90s baby, 95 to be exact, because man, I still like shit the old way. Even with that's the way I be dressing, dating time. That ain't how they do it now. Fuck what them kids doing now. I match, damn it. I don't come out the house with a purple shirt and light green shoes. Now I'm never gonna be like that. I still like to talk to women face to face. Go on no motherfucking app talking about, I just seen you, I like you. Nah, what the fuck out of here? I'm from the area where you have to walk up, or your homie or a dude you ain't like was gonna snatch the girl you like. You had to think to yourself, what am I gonna say?
I had the best of both worlds, because I still had it growing up where you had the 3-way calls.
Yo, yeah.
You got to listen on mute and see if she like you.
Yeah, we from the area where we use both. You gotta make the impression in person, but then you use Facebook to message her.
No, I ain't
To
going
go in depth.
Even when I was in high school, I was scared as hell to
That's
talk to
because
the
you was a
girl.
96er.
I was a 96er.
On everything, there was a time it might have been like this break right now, where it's like kids out of school for Christmas and New Year's.
You
Talk
talked
to
up a
this girl
storm.
every day.
Yeah.
School came back, I got to that
Quiet.
class, we made eye contact, I didn't say nothing to her.
I did that one time in my life, and I still remember the girl to this day.
Say,
I know her name. I ain't gonna say it. I know her name and everything. I sat next to this girl at lunch. For whatever reason, we messaged each other, and she was throwing everything. Man, you should sit next to me more. I enjoy. Man, I said, bet. KB that next day came around. You think I said next day? I walked past the ass like I ain't never seen that in my life. And that's the one time I ever did that. But I will be honest. I felt like a fucking, I don't know what that was
Same,
about, but
yeah.
I felt like a fucking
I
clown.
didn't feel comfortable even messaging her the next day.
And
or like
I knew
after school.
I knew she looked at me. I don't know how she looked at me, because I don't know, but I just know I'm like, she was bad. That's why I was like, we was messaging.
And it's so
like,
crazy because kids, we so stupid because you already got the end. You've already
got the
made the
fucking
connection.
end.
Just do it. You
Not,
just do it.
hey, once you messaging you decent. She said everything. You could come back the next day and put your foot on the motherfucking table like, what up?
I got that truth is rating 8.9. Shit, I'm in here.
But you still in your mind
And I'm
find a way
like,
to tell yourself no.
I'm going to blow it. I'm going to blow it.
But after that one time, though, I told myself I'm never doing that shit again. Because she eventually had moved. And I'm like, I'm never doing that shit again. And I'm so glad I had that experience, because now in my life, it's nothing that anybody in the world can tell me. Like, even now, that's one of my New Year's resolutions for us, right? I was thinking to myself, I got my own individual ones, but I'm like, as a podcast, we need to live life a little bit more. You feel me? Just a tad bit more. Like, for example, there's been 4 or 5 times now, 3 or more, where I've heard somebody at Omaha say, hey, man, ask Jamie Horowitz. First couple times they said that, we all had saying, man, hell no, y'all fucking crazy. Ain't that man up. But then I thought about myself when I'm thinking about New Year's resolution, I'm saying we need to live more. Why the fuck not?
Yeah. What
What he gonna say? Can't do that one.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for considering it, and just move on.
But on the other side, that's the reality. Just like the 8.9 truth is, we already in the same
already
family
in.
company. You know, we already in. There's that word we like, oh, I actually can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing you know, LeBron backstage with Mike talking about Lobos. You feel me? Like, why can't we say, man, we ain't been in New York in a minute. Y'all ain't getting a Saturday episode. We finna take a boys trip. Just 2 days. We be right back on Tuesday.
We're going to have some more stories.
You feel me?
Right. It's only gonna make the podcast better.
That's all it's gonna do. I just feel like we don't do that enough. Obviously, as kids, relationships, all these different things on the line. Obviously, nobody's saying we finna do that every month. You know what I'm saying? Do it 9 times
Bro,
a year.
I was
but
just looking.
in the history of our existence is what? 6 or 7 years?
7.
7. We have never done that.
I was
Every
thinking about
trip we've
taking a
taken has
road
been
trip, bro.
work related. A road trip?
Not even a road trip. I was just looking at nearby cities, and I was thinking, like, would I drive there just to, just go through towns and states and all that? And I was like,
The problem is there's no scenery here in the Midwest. When you drive to a certain place, you really just not seeing shit on the way.
Me and Bub did that twice, and that was
a big problem. Where did y'all kind of go? Like,
I
what
drove
direction?
to Detroit, Michigan. Took me 6 hours. Didn't see a fucking thing.
We took 2 cars to Minnesota to go to Mall of America, and on the way there,
You don't see nothing but like
I
trees.
Fucking
this
nothing.
is just like an idea. I was looking at cities or whatever. I was like, or not states. I was like, maybe like Tennessee or something like that.
I've been to
Or
Tennessee.
I can go to Memphis
You can go
or
to
like
Smoky
just go to
Mountains.
like surrounding
Memphis is a place I want to be.
like
for sure.
southern.
saw when
stuff.
Martin Luther King got shot at. It was very life. It was eerie. Like when they say eerie, that's what I felt something in my bones.
I'm gonna look
like,
up how long that drive was again.
Before we move on to our own personal New Year's resolutions, anything else about the book before we talk about part
I
2
think the
coming
book
up?
is phenomenal.
One thing, my one criticism though, anytime you read a psychology or sociology book, there are many times where they say the same goddamn
very
thing.
redundant.
multiple
Over and
times.
over. Yeah.
I
And,
was
like I understand it.
But no, I appreciate that. I get what it is, but I appreciate it because it drives home the point.
Yeah.
You ever reading a book and like, damn, I need to read that again.
100%.
I don't feel like this is gonna be one.
Yeah.
I don't
reading
feel like
a
this is gonna
fantasy
be one.
book right now.
I
I've
think
read
that's
the
why I
first
kinda-
6 pages 100 times.
I get into more like the fantasy and like fictional books because when I read that, it definitely feels like it's more of I'm reading a book report rather than I'm reading for like an escape or anything like that, which is still enjoyable. But I think that's kind of like how I enjoyed reading just growing up.
The intro was very intriguing. I thought it was like,
The Mars parallel.
yeah, it was confusing at first, but then once he connected it all made sense. And essentially, Gen Z is living on a different planet than what we grew up on, and it all makes sense. It all connects because like they are all phone based. We grew up play based.
So, part number 2 is titled "The Decline of Play-Based Childhood." The way we're going to do this, we're going from page 49 to page 100, so about 50 pages. We'll be back next week to talk about part 2. So that gives us about 7 days to get through 50 pages. It feels like a good enough time. You know, we read 5 to 6
It's so
pages a day.
good that you're probably just gonna read it
I
straight
could
through.
probably knock this out in a day easily. Especially again, I'm seeing some graphs in here, so it's not going to be a hard read whatsoever. So, what we need from y'all, if you're a part of the book club, shout out to the 3 questions that we got from Comp and Cloudy and Strawberry. Hit us up on socials, man. Look at the Enjoy Basketball Twitter account and Instagram account, the NOTB one as well. And we would love y'all questions. I think these 3 questions really helped us in our discussion, and we would love more for part number 2. So hit us up. New Year's resolutions, though, boys. Before we get out of here, do y'all have any?
My number one thing is I'm gonna try to be.
No, y'all finna acknowledge that group one. Motherfucker ain't just talking.
I'm
We
down.
do that
I
so
mean,
much where we just talk and then shit. Just,
I mean, we made already some plans for the start of the new year about going to Derrick Rose stuff.
Oh yeah, I had told KB we need to go to golfing
Yes.
somewhere different though. Like we don't have to go here. Like I want to go here too, but like go in Florida or something.
Oh, and travel with our shit.
Yeah, just go somewhere real nice for a weekend or so.
I'm with it.
Like that would be so nice.
Only reason I'm saying this is because I just feel like
We could see some gators walking across the court.
over 6 or 7 years, my biggest fear is forgetting that this shit is a privilege and falling into the thing of thinking that this is like a standard or a given. But it's like we live in like a dream world where we get to do what we do, but we also get to do it together. And we just have the opportunity because I see so many people who they work Monday through Friday. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the time, money, and all of these connections and different things, and we just don't use it as much as we should. And a lot of that comes from us trying to be humble because we are humble people, though we're not. But sometimes it feel good. It felt good at his bachelor party where all this confetti was money. We don't have to do that every day, right?
Yeah.
We're not finna be jackasses. We don't go out here and put on $50,000 chains and shit on people. That's not what we do. But sometimes you do have to wake up and remind yourself we are them dudes. Yeah, we can come in this bitch and make it rain and cover your fucking floor and say pick this shit up before I get mad. We can do that. We can go and say, hey man, I ain't went shopping in a minute. Hey, let's go to Soho. We can do that. Now, are we doing that every weekend on some LeBron James shit? No, nobody up here has a $50 million contract. But it's like, I don't want to look up and we 50 and be like, damn, this shit went back. Because that's how high school and shit be feeling when you look, all these memories. Man, I remember.
That's a really good point.
I want to live in this shit before motherfucking 3 kids, 3, 2, 2. And then I was like, oh shit, I can't go to Summer League this year.
Right.
That's approaching.
I was just thinking about Summer League too. I might not be able to go this year.
That's approaching.
Yeah.
The reality of like, oh shit, I might not be able to go to All-Star. Fuck. Lil Pierre got fucking Thanksgiving turn. Oh no, because but you get what I'm saying.
You got a Valentine's Day tournament.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like,
I feel that.
I feel that heavy, man.
I think my New Year's resolution has to do with my weight and getting my weight up. Shit is hard, man. Yesterday I ate 700 more calories than what my tracker said, like my goal is, and I felt bro, last night was getting in bed hurt.
Really?
Stomach was so fucking full. Because you got to think about it, when me dealing with what I've dealt with for the last, 5 years, the size of my actual stomach is probably so much smaller than the average person.
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to get it to expand. It's not pleasant at all. But I got to do it at this point. Like,
KB, I eat once or twice a day, bro.
But even then, you
probably eat
somehow
big meals.
you're able to manage your weight though. You've been around this weight for what? How long?
I've been this way my whole life.
That's what I'm saying. Damn.
But like since I was probably in high school or whatever, and there's like I was 210, and there's like he overweight.
If you had
I've been
to
the same
guess-
weight ever since.
I guess you probably don't look at calories though. If you had to guess how many calories you eat in a day, what would you say?
I would say probably. I don't look at calories to give you an estimate.
Only people
guess.
that look at calories can even give an answer to that. I'm a guy that has to look at calories.
Mm-mm.
And like my goal is 2,600 a day, which is like basically average for a man, right? And I'm trying to go
Supposedly
more
like
than
2,000 a day.
Yeah. So I yesterday I ate like 3,000 calories and just felt like shit. This morning
That's
felt
my big
like
problem. My big problem was that I used to be able to eat like a lot, and that's probably because I was, as a kid or as like a shorty, I was outside. I was burning all the calories. I was like, even older, I was going to the gym constantly, so I could kind of eat a little bit more. But now it's like I don't do as much as that stuff. I can't, like, me eating regularly like I used to, I get a stomach aches because I feel overstuffed.
Same.
So now it's literally like I portion what I eat, and I really don't eat that much because I don't know. I just don't feel good. Like, even waking up, I'm not like, I gotta get breakfast.
Same.
And that's a super important meal
That's
to
why
miss.
I drink these drinks because they don't feel like you're eating anything.
I literally try to make
calories.
stuff, and it's like I really just don't feel like eating.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to work out of. Because a couple things, when you eat the calories and shit, it gives you energy to burn and work out. If you're having a one meal, you're not gonna have no energy, and you're not gonna burn. You're gonna eat the pizza and sit at the fucking game, and that's the worst. I'm kind of on the same shit as an individual New Year's resolution. I just want to be more active. But what I'm also trying to do with that is like be active, be consistent. But I don't want to put pressure on myself. Because I feel like we go into the New Year's as people with all of these expectations and resolutions, but then you beat yourself up. And it's just like, I just want to be 1% better. You know what I mean? I just want to be better. I want to eat better. It don't mean I have to be the cleanest eating human on earth. I want to be more active. It don't mean I need to run a fucking marathon every day. But I want to be better, be consistent. And that's really it. Because I've gone into year one, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
I remember I'm going to eat salad every day. One salad a day. And it's like,
it's just no way I think you could keep it up. You know what I'm saying? If you do the extreme, if I'm going to the gym 7 days a week, I'm going to get fit.
It's so extreme.
You can't keep that up.
Yeah.
Because it's not like going to the gym is supposed to be the lifestyle. It's not a 2-year plan.
I'm making myself be miserable for a year.
Yeah, with the lifestyle changes, like, man, I'm gonna make sure I get used to taking this walk when I kind of wake up to get my leg, or just get my day started.
Easing into it.
Yeah, just simple things like that. Like, I'm gonna make sure I read this book before I go to bed. Simple things like that, just exercise, even the mind, I think just do a lot differently than just like doing extreme things.
That's why I said
walks is so like refreshing.
It is.
Yeah.
But the tough time is that we have these hard winters, and then you have like these rainy, and it's like, what do you do then? But like, you got to grind
be
through
crazy. You see people still out there getting their daily walk.
For
I'm
sure.
telling you, there's a
The weather
pickleball
don't be
court.
stopping people.
There's a pickleball court basically in our area. We should definitely go to it, bro.
I'll go.
It's
Pickleball?
super fun.
One at DCP.
It
The
is?
one at DCP.
It's an indoor one.
Bussin'. Oh, it's an indoor.
It's an indoor one. Like, this is strictly pickleball.
Oh, so like we going up to run.
Yeah, I think you could do like 2-on-2 courts. It's
I've always
very
wanted to
similar.
play
Did y'all
tennis,
see that
too.
post of like Cam Newton? She was like, my grandma was at playing pickleball and Cam Newton was there, and she didn't know who that was, but she took a picture with him or whatever. But it's literally very similar to like that, where it's just like court. It's like small basketball courts, but it's pickleball courts.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, man, I feel y'all. I just want to be more consistent. That's all. I feel like I have pockets in 2024 in a lot of different areas of life where I'm doing what I want to do, but I just kind of want to put it all together. Even like the content, uploading every day in December. I just did the behind the scenes, so this is going to be my last one, and I accomplished it. Reading. I feel like when you get into reading, it could be such a goal to finish the book. You want to just finish. It's like, I don't want to put the pressure on myself of doing that. I'd rather just, do my best. Yeah. The last book I read before this, The Four Agreements, and one of the things is just do your best. Your best ain't always going to look the same. It don't always mean it got to be dramatic, but it's the best you got to give in that day. You may be sick one day, so you may not do a 2-hour lift like you normally do or you did a week ago, but you gave your best.
Yep.
And you're able to go to sleep at night knowing, hey, that was my best. And that's fine, that's all I had to give today. And I just kind of want to have that mindset in 2025 because the mind is a friend and it can be a weapon when you start to.
It's so easy to get complacent too.
Yeah.
That's one of my other things. It's like once you see relative success, you kind of just be good with it.
Yeah.
This is who I am. This is great. And that's just not what 4 years ago me would have thought. So why did today me think that? Keep going through it. So that's another thing for me.
Yeah, I want to be more consistent. I feel like I'm a very inconsistent person. I want to try to be locked in a little bit more.
On what aspect? Just
content creation.
Oh, content. Okay.
I feel like this month has been really good for me, and like I felt like
he said I ain't even tried.
No, like I
definitely
was
about to come out.
Lazy
No,
but
like-
talented.
I felt like I did good, but I feel like I could do better. That's all.
Yeah, but I think the best thing is to look at your numbers and kind of get motivated from that.
Yeah, like
'Cause,
I'm looking at
you know
my
what I'm
numbers
saying?
and I'm like, these are good numbers. Like they're pretty good for what the community that I do have. Like
I try not to look at numbers as much as possible nowadays.
That's my biggest thing.
But it's so hard.
That's my
Yeah.
biggest thing.
Like
That's
the
why
Dorian Finney-Smith video. Why the hell? You look at that, and now I'm about to upload again in an hour, and I just can't compare the numbers. But it's hard not to do that when, again, your livelihood is attached to the amount of people
I
that
try
click
not
the
to
video.
compare the numbers because like I obviously know I'm not going to consistently drop 1 out of 10s. Like that's something
Unrealistic.
I've come to the conclusion
Unless you're
that
Mr. fucking Beast or
you're
something.
not going to consistently drop 1 out of 10. So I've been like, okay, as long as I put stuff out, it still gives new eyes an opportunity to find me. It doesn't necessarily mean that I fell off.
For sure.
Yeah.
I wasn't necessarily looking like at views, at least for my like Twitch and stuff like that. I can see how many hours I obviously streamed it like that. So I'll be like, damn, I streamed them 100 hours this month or whatever. Like I'd look at that as like ways that motivate me and just like, if you could do it once, you could do that shit again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
like
If you
this
could
has
stack
probably
1,000, you could stack another 1,000 right
This has
there.
been my best month on Twitch.
Because
by
you
far.
just, yeah.
And
You just been
I-
consistent.
Your
honestly.
check going to be nice this month, yeah?
Hell yeah.
Your
it's
check going to be nice this month, right? From your consistency?
it was nice, but the January we're gonna be nice too.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Gonna be 2 back-to-back ones.
It's
But that's why I don't look at the views.
Yeah.
Because it's like if I just put my head down and work, I know what I'm gonna do. I know whoever click on it, they're gonna leave happy. Is it gonna be perfect? No, because I know I'm a yapper. I be going there like there's intros on some of my videos like this gonna be a short video, y'all. It ain't that much to talk about, and I ended and be like, damn,
Hey,
this is
no,
still
I see
22
them
minutes.
videos all the time, bro. Where it'd be like, man, if I said everything I had to say, this video would be 2 hours long, and it's like a 45-minute video.
Yeah, but I just try to put my head down. Even like the Mike Brown one. I did the Mike Brown one and just like it happened. I was like, fuck, I gotta do this. And I just did it and I dropped and I went on by my day. The uploading every day made me not look at views because it's like my goal is to get the video out. So I'm accomplished by just putting it out. So now I woke up, looked, that motherfucker said 40K before 24 hours. I said, what the fuck? What? Mike Brown. I put in work for some of these other videos. I structured it. I set it down and said, I'm going to do this, do that, and do that. And y'all gave them shits 11. This shit happened. I said, fuck it. I'm going to just make a video because I have to. And it gave 40.
My most viral video is some shit that didn't even do anything. I didn't do anything extra. It was like a normal throwaway video. That bitch got 1 million views in 4 days.
Damn.
That's incredible,
Like
man.
that's what YouTube
incredible.
is. You can spend hours and hours on a specific video and it'd be awful view-wise and just sit at your table and eat peanut butter and it'd be a viral video.
Yeah.
It just don't make any sense.
But that's the beauty of it. They just make you have to do some shit.
Yeah.
Got it. As long as you do it. That's what I be wanting to do, man. Just put my shit out. Find some type of W. Because, yeah, like you said, you're not going to get a 1 out of 10. So what's the next? My fulfillment is doing my work. I did my goal. I put it out. It's up to y'all to make it a 1 to 10. If you don't, that's fine. because I'm still thankful that I'll be having thousands. That still be crazy to me that thousands of people watched.
Yeah. Are you coming to tonight?
No, I honestly didn't even know I had a ticket. I thought you gave my shit away.
Oh my, he's so out of the loop. He talk about a fucking ticket.
Oh, what y'all talking about?
Saturday is the Bulls game.
Yeah, no, I will be there tonight.
Okay, cool.
I'll be there.
He thought it was
I won't be.
I'm like, oh.
I thought I was confused on what the hell he was talking about.
Because
Yeah.
I don't. There's certain people that's gonna be there. That
Did
I
you
don't
just
like.
find out?
Huh?
Did you just find out?
No, but yes.
No,
Because
I'm
that
joking. I'm gonna be there, but
that same day where they like D Mills was giving out the plans, you were like, "Who's relaying these plans?"
Yeah.
And it was
Because
at your house.
Because the reason I was asking Darrick because I walk into my house and Dana is telling me one thing, right? So my reply to Dana was, "Is that a you thing or is that an us thing?" Because I was told that we was doing something on this day, and she said, "I don't know. Let me text." I said, "Okay." Then KB texts when she said she's gonna text, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck going on right now. Darrick said this, he's saying that, and Dana said this. I'm like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, she had told me that she told the girls the updated date. I didn't tell y'all because she told the girls. I was like, oh, everybody got girlfriends.
That'd be so
Terrence
crazy.
don't have a
like,
girlfriend.
Terrence told me he wasn't coming.
Hey, the relaying messages in the group is so crazy, bro. Because
So
like,
I should have just told. I should have updated y'all too.
Yeah.
So
That's all. Well, all right. I think that's where we wrap up. Happy New Year to everybody, man. Hopefully 2024 was great for you. 2025 will be better.
it'll be way better.
Hey,
it'll be the best yet.
2025.
They got a nice ring to it.
Huh?
They got a
It do.
ring to it, don't they?
2025 look alive.
Oh, there's some glasses around somewhere.
We do.
Regardless.
Put them on.
where
They're
you
in
point-
front of the little thing.
Yeah, we'll see y'all in 2025, man. I don't even know if I'm supposed to be updating this, but the TV show is coming back. Woo! We'll see y'all.
And we
See
going
y'all
to-
next
hey,
year.
I told the guys we got to start living. You know what that means? 2025, we going to the fucking bop house. Let's get it. Pop that shit on the air. Wow.
Hey, we out. Peace.